What's going on, everybody? This is the Underground Runaround episode 29. Back again. I'm your host, Brad Ross. I'm here with my co-host, Pav Daddy. Our newsman, it's been forever, but he's back. Our newsman, Brett Comensoli. And if you guys have not met the hardest working young dude in the game right now, it's my unpaid intern, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Kenny Vuong. What's up, brother? Kenny, welcome to the Underground Runaround. How are you, sir? Oh, we lost Kenny. Kenny's back.
He's
Hang
back.
On. Oh man, Kenny ruined the whole. He fucked up. I told him not to fuck it up.
Hey, my internet crashed.
The first thing he does as we go live is fucks it up. I love it. I gave him the best introduction that he's ever gonna get in his entire life, and he just totally bombed on me. It's all good, Kenny. Welcome in. So,
What's up?
friends, the hardest working unpaid intern kid going. I'm not doing it the way I did it before. Kenny Vuong, ladies and gentlemen. How are you, sir? Welcome to the Underground Runaround.
What's up?
All right.
I'm good.
Good. Pav, start talking. I'm going to do my production things.
So we're doing this live during the All-Star game, and the NL is looking pretty good. Like maybe they might actually win one for the first time in umpteen years. Paul Goldschmidt fucking smoking a ball off of McClanahan. McClanahan, he throws hard. Man, he was looking good, but Paul Goldschmidt fucking old man getting up there. You said you weren't watching the game. You're just watching the game day. Is anybody watching the game?
My TV's in the other room.
Okay, so to start the game, they were interviewing Shohei Ohtani on the loudspeakers in the stadium, right? It's all going through. So they go, what you're going up the bat, you're going to lead off for the second time, and what are you going to do here? And he said, I'm going to swing at the first pitch. And he's like, that's all. So then they're like, okay, he went up, dude. Kershaw throws first pitch fastball. Fucking Ohtani, broken bat. It was outside, so he hit it off the end of the bat. Broken bat flare, single, first pitch, swinging. Then fucking upset. It was actually really cool. Short of hitting a home run would have been fucking like Mr. Badass, but
Right before I came in here, I saw him get picked off after he got on base.
Yeah, he got picked off. So it was actually a really. So far, it's been pretty entertaining for an All-Star game. Now, how about the home run derby, guys?
I enjoyed it last night. It was entertaining. I didn't like the outcome, but I thought it was entertaining.
Fuck that derby.
Fuck that.
I hate it.
Except J-Rod, dude. You gotta fucking love seeing J-Rod. Oh my God,
Agreed, 100%.
Easy power. That's what I was talking about. I saw him in spring training, dude. When they were playing the Cubs, I was watching like hardcore. So fucking easy power. That guy just he's a big dude too. Holy smokes. So like I don't know, man. It was enjoyable watching him. 81 home runs he fucking hit.
That's huge.
Yeah, no, he was impressive, no doubt. My comments were completely directed towards the presentation of the whole thing. It's an absolute disaster to watch.
I didn't like Pujols being in it anyway. Like I wasn't a fan of saying, okay, let's fucking put Pujols in there. We're supposed to be seeing home run hitters, right?
Not old men.
Guys that are doing it right now. And but good on Pujols for like when they did have that tiebreaker. That was like his best 1 minute of fucking swinging the bat.
No doubt.
I like that was impressive from the old man. Like he obviously got a shot of adrenaline there, and like he was just swinging better at that point than he had the whole time.
He kept switching bats the whole time too.
Oh, dude. So, really? So is he using the cork bat? Is this the Sammy Sosa treatment?
Well, he kept switching bats out though. Every time he took a break, he'd swap out a bat. He had a black stained bat and a dark red stained bat, and he kept swapping them out.
Remember
They kept
that
trying to say they were lighter and heavier. Like, yeah, no
Yeah.
shit. The one's got cork in it. Of course it's lighter.
That was the Sammy Sosa excuse. Remember, he said, "I like hitting home runs in
In the batting practice, I like to put on a show in batting practice.
So
Yeah.
everybody's like, "Oh, fuck that! That's bullshit." Which who gives a shit, dude? That's what. So that was one thing that got me too. Was they were talking like I was listening to the radio before the home run derby, and one of the things they were talking about was the possibility of somebody hitting a home run over 500 feet. And we didn't see one, right? There wasn't. Acuna hit one out of Dodger Stadium, but did it go over 500? I don't think anybody hit one.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
So, like the funny thing for me was like if you for Kenny, so this is gonna be old stuff for you. In 2002, you want to see something? Go watch the 2002 home run derby when they're in Milwaukee.
Mhm.
That is in fucking insane. Guys were hitting. It was a different theater, right? It wasn't because like they changed the whole home run derby by making it the time thing. So now these guys are pitching a lot faster. They're not as selective. They're just going up and hacking as fast as they can.
Right.
If you watch that 2002 home run derby, those fucking guys all jacked up on steroids, man, hitting 520-foot home runs left and right.
Getting their pitch.
Fucking insane. Like I remember Sosa hit one off the slide that the mascot slides down.
Yeah,
and
Bernie comes sliding down.
It was very impressive. It was a real show. But those were the last like super enjoyable home run derbies for me.
The Josh Hamilton year, even though it turns out he is a gigantic piece of shit. Even though he, battled his demons, comeback story, and then whatever happened afterwards with that guy. That summer, he did the derby was pretty spectacular. And then, somewhat off topic, but still relative to the home run derby, is I don't like the time format. It is more entertaining, I think, in terms of keeping nonstop action. And I'm okay with it, but I wish they would have stuck to their guns on the way they implemented it initially, where the previous ball was supposed to land before your pitcher could throw you another pitch. That's how Bryce Harper beat Schwarber in the Derby, because Bryce Harper's dad was pitching to him and was just throwing the ball. They weren't waiting for it to land, and nobody was like, hey, you're breaking the rules. So then after that rule magically disappeared. Like, if you go back and watch that Derby and all the rules, I haven't watched it back since, but I would bet my house that was the rule. Because they put an emphasis on telling you that 100 times.
Definitely.
The current broadcasters are terrible. Absolutely awful. They didn't even know what was going on half
It was
the time.
horrific. It was horrific.
And then the
It was so bad that
the
they
on-field lady was like a fucking bully. That she'd go ask a question and be like, "So what did you think about this?" And they'd be like, "Oh, it was all right." And he'd be like, "No, you better have an opinion on this shit." And I'm like, "Damn, lady, chill out. Like this is we're supposed to be relaxing right now, and she's just fucking."
It was such
Better
a
give me
bummer.
something.
They had Chris Berman on freaking
Yes.
Baseball Tonight before the home run derby. And it was like, God, just keep him there. Give the man
Right? Right?
let him take over. It would be fine, man. Hey,
Yeah.
that was just, they fucking blew that chance.
That's absolutely wild. But yeah, I don't even know who those guys were, but they were terrible. I mean and I understand the need for the split screen, like how they have to do the split screen. But the problem is it's just horrific. They're showing a ball from 3 swings ago, and then they cut to a ball from 1 swing ago, and then they go back to a ball from 2 swings ago. I'm like, which ball in which swing?
You can't tell which ones are home runs, yeah.
And my head's exploding. I just want to watch one ball hit a bat and fly to its end point. And whether it goes over the fence or not, at least I know what happened to that ball. Other than that, I'm like, oh, that was a good swing. That ball looked like it jumped off the bat, but I don't know if it went up or down. I don't know. It's tough. It's tough to watch, man.
When going back to the pitching and waiting for the ball to land, how about Pete Alonso's pitcher, dude, really fucked him.
Yeah, I don't think he did him any favors. Acuna's pitcher was pretty rough in terms of just pitching. I felt like Acuna's pitcher was real bad.
All over the place.
Yeah.
Perez.
I don't even know who it was because I was trying to get my kids down to bed, and I paused it,
and all over the place.
And then you guys were all blowing up all the chats, and I'm like, I can't read these chats because I'm not up to date with the Derby because my kids won't listen. I was like, my head was going to explode last night, and then
it's too slow.
And then I sit down, and I can't even tell what the hell's going on because all the crazy cameras going on. And then the guys who are calling the action don't even know what's going on because they're watching the same fucked up cameras. They're like, oh, that was a home. No, it wasn't. Yes, it was. No, he's got 6. No, he's got 8. He's got 12. Sold. I'm like, wait, we're at an auction now? What is going on here? I have no idea.
Really leads to the controversy, right? Of Kyle Schwarber again.
Yeah, there was.
He was who was cheated when the Bryce Harper fucking.
Agreed. I did see some tweets talking about they weren't counting or balls went over that. And the thing is, how do we know? With the cameras they gave us, how the fuck could you even tell? I'm not going to sit here and say one way or the other. And then the same thing with I heard they overcounted for Soto at the end too. I've heard that. But it's like if you have that pop up one time, okay. But if it's popping up every time, there's a fundamental issue with the thing you're running. Like, come on. There's something wrong there. You guys are the ones putting the cameras on it, and your producer is all over the place so badly that nobody even knows what's going on. Slow it down. It's okay to miss a single swing. If you miss one home run that you don't show on the screen, and you show a line drive instead, that's okay because people can follow it, and then you can secondarily call like, and he just hit one out. You know, you can better present that to the viewer. It's horrible, absolutely horrible. And for context, for anyone who wants to criticize anything I'm saying, I paid a shit ton of money to go to the home run derby in Denver last year, in the outfield, in the second deck, in right field, to watch it in person. And my biggest takeaway from that, and there's probably break videos from this time period last year of me explaining what it was like, you had 2 options. So it was amazing to watch in person. My criticism was still the same. I wish the ball had to stop before the next pitch because you can watch the full flight path and miss the next pitch and hope you catch it in the air, the ball, or you can watch the ball jump off the bat and assume where it's going and then get back to the action, get back to the batter. That's the only 2 options. And they're much easier to implement in person. Like it was one of the best times I've ever had at the home run derby last year. It was amazing. But to get all the way back to why I even started talking to begin with is when the derby used to be the 10-out system, how many of you were in your backyard as a kid playing home run derby with your friends in wiffle ball? Like, that's all we did was do shit like that. And without the 10-out system, we wouldn't have been able to do that. Like, oh, we need Johnny's stopwatch so we can... Oh, Timmy's not getting the wiffle ball in quick enough. I want 10 more seconds. Like, no. Go.
Ours would be dead.
Yeah.
It's like, do you remember they started implementing that because of Bobby Abreu, and he hit all those home runs in the previous format, and they were just talking about how it took so long and all these things.
Well, yeah, the whole
now you got this. They're hitting a ton of fucking home runs now. But I don't know. I understand it's full of action. I like the 10 outs a little bit better.
I like the 10 outs better, and I think that the way it is now is literally only for TV. I think that's the only reason, because they can accurately predict when things are going to end. That's why they have all them guys on the field with their little microphones. Like Soto was taking a drink and moving the guy, and the little TV dude came up freaking out like, "What are you doing?" The FCC is gonna charge us $5 for being late. Like, come on.
Well, now the pitchers matter too much.
Right, but it's so blatantly obvious. Like, the only reason
J-Rod's pitcher was better than all the rest. He was he was quick. He was just going quick. Boom, 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 boom.
Acuna's guy was all over the place.
Awful.
He was
And I'm telling you, Alonso would have hit more home runs, but his guy was so slow.
He was throwing him change ups, you know. Hey, don't be
That
cheating
poor
now.
old guy.
Acuna
Yeah, what I
pitcher
want-
was talking shit while he was throwing the ball. It's like hit this.
What I
way,
wanna know
motherfucker.
is the stats of how many swings each player took each round, because like Pav, you were saying, Julio he was gassed at the end. I think he took way more swings than those other guys. Like
he was
hit,
cooking.
He
yeah.
hit more home runs, but the dude was just bang, bang,
Yeah.
bang.
Yeah, I don't think he took a single pitch. Right, he swung everything.
I wonder how many balls he took compared to some of these other guys.
He's young.
No, I feel like he was a winner last night.
No, he wasn't. Soto won.
I know Soto won.
And the
but
round
my
before
God.
that, I almost had to sell my entire Soto collection because of the way he limped his way in with the. Oh my gosh, he was struggling.
You can tell J-Rod was definitely gassed in that last round compared to Soto. Soto had more left.
Soto won.
It was entertaining.
So hey, Soto won the Derby. So where's he going? Let's just
Go,
get into
Cubs, go.
the next topic. Where's he going? I would love to see him in Chicago.
I can't believe like I've heard people that were like, oh, you know, I can't believe he turned down that contract. It was less than $30 million.
Yeah, it's like 29, 29.3. The problem is it's that length. The length is absurd.
Right, but he, you know, the thing for him is he can go somewhere and get 10 years, $360 million. You know,
or more. He's gonna. I think he's gonna get somewhere in the neighborhood of $40 million. Especially if he goes to a big market.
Bad contract for him. That was a bad contract for him. And the thing is,
he
could get a 10-year deal and then
sign another deal.
Deal
right.
later. It's like, why would he sign that deal? I don't know.
Yeah, if he took like a 10-year deal now, like in some sort of trade extension deal, you know, then that would make him like 33 or 34 by the time that 10. Yeah, so he could get
one last fat ass paycheck before he goes.
Yeah. And he would be getting just stupid money so early. I mean, that's so early. Which, you know, most free agents, you're lucky if you get a free agent at like 28 or 27. You're like, oh, that's a good young free agent to pay some money to. Nah, this dude's just super cheap. Super early, super young. Bing bong. Sanchez is in the house. What's up, brother? How the hell are you? Get off my screen now. All right, back to the show. Oh, yeah, Soto. So where's he going, though? The contract, I agree. The length was stupid. 15 years? Come on. Who's signing that? That's fine if it's 15 years, but you better...
Mike Trout got, what, 13 years or whatever shit he signed?
Yeah. Yeah, I should rephrase this. The length is absurd in proportion to the total value. They're like, oh, it's $440 million contract. Like, no, you idiots, it's 15 years. It's $29 million. That's not like for him. That's nothing. Like that's an insult. That's an insult of a contract. Like maybe like 440 at 10 years. Washington, open up that wallet. But like if so. The two big front runners I've been hearing are the Padres and the Mets. Those are the teams. And I don't know. No one knows. No one knows what it's going to cost. I've heard rumors during the Derby yesterday that Washington wants MLB-ready players. They don't want 18-year-old kids. They don't want to rebuild even though they're awful. Like they want people that are going to contribute now. They're not looking for team control and all of that. So what team in a position to win that would be taking him on is going to give up MLB-ready players? Like, it sounds like the Washington Nationals want to deal him to a rebuilding team, not to a contender, because a contending team is going to give you prospects. They're not going to give you their depth to get down the stretch, even if some of those guys are in AAA. Like, if they have a few veteran arms stashed at AAA for in case of emergency break glass type scenario, they're not giving those guys to the Nationals where they'll be on big league club. They're not. I don't see that happening. So that makes me feel good for the Cubs, you know, personally, based on what Washington wants. Now what that's going to cost us, you know, I don't know. But I don't think our front office will do it. I think they should. But I just wonder what you guys think on locations, especially because we do have a fresh brain here that's not from the Midwest. You know, I was making
So-
white Midwestern jokes before the show. We got a West Coast Asian kid who is fucking awesome, hanging out with us tonight. So what, Kenny? What do you think, buddy, about the
I
situation?
mean, if you're saying MLB ready talent, I don't know. The Giants could do it because all our guys that we would give up would be along the lines of prospects because Luciano,
Agreed.
Matos, Pomares, I could go on and on. But if you want MLB ready, the only one I can give you would be Joey Bart.
Right.
So
Right.
I mean,
And
he could always go to the A's, but nobody's gonna go watch him. But that's just me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the A's aren't. They're not. That's silly. That's not happening. The Angels, they're not going to make a move like that. They're not in any position to compete. It doesn't
But
make
the
sense
right-
for them.
Well,
The Dodgers, I'm sure the Dodgers could always, enjoy another outfielder, especially with Cody Bellinger. Man, that guy goes from MVP to nothing, and
Dude,
they didn't
nothing.
even take his spider tack away. I don't know what happened to that guy.
The real
He's
question
bad.
is how much are they going to want? Like, who can really deliver a package
Right.
that they'll want for Soto? Soto's. I mean, you're taking a top 5 MLB talent there. That's pretty fucking expensive.
It's gonna be wild. It's gonna be wild. I think it's gonna be wilder than my imagination, and my imagination's pretty wild because of how highly I think of Juan Soto. I firmly believe that when his career is over, he will be talked about as one of the greatest hitters of all time. I mean, I just now, and I say that now, and he's 23 right now, 24.
I don't think the Cubs have. The
He's
talent.
younger. Hey, so
Right.
here's this. So this was a fun fact from yesterday. He's younger. Juan Soto is younger than 12 players from the Futures game on Saturday.
Pretty crazy.
Think about that. Now tell me that you're not willing to pony up for that guy. Fucking make a move, Chicago. Let's go. Let's go. You
There's
gotta
only
do-
a handful of teams with that kind of money. That
I don't think we
And-
have talent to deal for it, dude.
we could clean house. It's going to cost you Hap and it's going to cost you Contreras, but I'm willing to do that because we're not willing to win.
I don't think they value Contreras that high because he's only a fucking 2-month rental.
Well,
It'd be
I don't know.
tough. Dude.
then the kicker, the other biggest kicker with the Soto thing is he doesn't have to sign an extension either.
Right.
So he could only be, I think he has like a year and a half left of team control. I think after 23, that would be, no, maybe it's 25. It's 7 years, right? For free agent. When is Soto free agent? He came in 18.
Side note: Stanton just hit a massive home run to tie the game.
Yep, 2-2 All-Star game, top 4. After 2024.
Versus Tony Gonsolin.
So yeah, he's got 2.5 years.
These fucking these young guys, these young stud pitchers, dude, going in there and getting worked.
Yep.
Oh,
They don't
Oh,
know.
Buxton, back to back. Was
I'm
it
just
back
saying,
to back? Yep.
yeah, it was back to back. When Dodger pitchers allow home runs, I'm happy. That's all I gotta say.
3-2 American League. Just like that, all is right in the world. I'm a National League guy, but the American League always wins.
That's what's going to be really interesting when we get to talking about some awards and shit. Is who it's all about second half. It's all about second
Yeah.
half. And so there's some young guys right now that are like pushing for these awards. Are they going to be able to carry into that second half and produce that second half?
And half of the guys, not half, but probably a quarter or better of the all-star players are going to have terrible second halves. You see it every year. You never know who it's going to be, but there's going to be a bunch of guys that just fall off the second half. And you don't
Dude.
want it to happen, but it happens. The seat, like I said it last year. I said Otani's doing too much. And yeah, he ended up winning everything and yada yada yada. But he had a terrible second half last year.
Yeah.
It was awful. But
Big
he
time.
did the Derby, and I mean, I bought my ticket in hopes of specifically catching a home run ball from him. And the closest I got was an opposite field Salvador Perez ball, which a kid a few rows in front of me caught. And cool enough for him, it was actually signed by Salvador Perez. And I don't know if they did that again this year.
They
So
did.
They did? Okay, that's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, it was badass, and it was a young kid, so it was the coolest thing I saw the whole day. He caught it, and then he pulls it out of his glove. He shows his dad, and he moves it around in his hand, and it was signed. He's like, "It's signed!" And he like started freaking out. It was fucking cool. I'm like, "Oh, that's awesome," because we had no idea that that's how it was gonna be. It was just some random baseballs, and you didn't even know they were gonna get hit necessarily. You know, who knows which ones? I doubt they signed every ball. Like, hey, we have 300 baseballs to throw to you tonight. Can you sign them real quick? So that was really cool. And like I said, the Derby was super cool in person. The TV thing's awful. Juan Soto, we don't know. Sanchez says he's going to the Mets, but Sanchez, who are you guys going to give up?
That's the thing. It's
What contender's giving it up? And
oh man,
the kicker for the Mets, though, is if they do give some things up, they're supposed to be getting that DeGrom guy back. That's horrifying. If you're in the National League East, you should be shitting your pants right now.
They trade Jeff McNeil, right?
He's a flying squirrel, man. I don't know how you trade that. You don't get those every day unless you go to Richmond.
You're trading for Juan Soto. So, I mean, that's the thing.
Sure.
Like,
No. I get
they
it.
have that.
Jeff McNeil's a fantastic ball player, though.
Yeah.
No hobby love at all. So hobby card people will never understand. But if you don't watch baseball, which a lot of card people don't, Jeff McNeil's fucking good at baseball. So there's that. So,
But would the Nationals deal in division though? That's
I don't
question
think
that would
I don't
come up.
think it matters to them.
don't-
I think they're at the point where I don't really know what they're thinking. You know, they lost Strasburg for the rest of the year. I think that came out today or yesterday. Strasburg's probably done. They signed Patrick Corbin after the World Series, and he's been terrible. They let Rendon walk, which was really smart. You know, so it's just wild to see how that team's just disappeared in such a short amount of time. And I don't know what they're going to do. But I think it's very likely to expect a good mix, and by good I mean 2 or more, of big league talent and respectable prospects. So like I think it's gonna be one hell of a package, and it sounds like it's going to happen. Every outlet's assuming he gets dealt before the deadline, and it's such a wild story this year because he has 2 more years. You know, this shouldn't be a conversation until 2024 trade deadline. Like, okay, we're going to lose Juan Soto if we don't trade him because he's not going to sign with us. If you're the Nationals, that's what you got to be thinking. Or the Nationals are like, we want to sign you now because we want you locked up at this early age. You know, the thing I was talking about earlier, we were all talking about they could get a good deal. You know, and he could get potentially another contract on the backside of it. But I don't know. I'm anxious, though. That's it. I'm super anxious to see where he goes. Everybody's muted right now. It's fantastic.
Is it going to be the biggest deal, like biggest trade deadline deal we've probably ever seen?
What is the biggest? What do you think?
I don't know, dude.
A-Rod got traded to the Rangers, right? Or he signed a deal. Free agency deal. I felt like Rodriguez got traded at one point, but maybe I'm just wrong on that. Like Mark Teixeira was a huge trade at the deadline when he went from the Braves to the Yankees. He was just on fire. They even made a music video about it. Some fucking Braves fans or something like that.
Yeah. So that is. So this is the top 5 biggest trade deadline blockbusters on MLB.
Who, according to who?
It's MLB.
Okay.
Angels get Teixeira. And Randy Johnson to the Astros.
Yeah. Yep.
That
That's
was
a big
pretty
unit
big.
move. Yep.
Um,
What else you got?
Sabathia to the Brewers.
Oh, that was huge though, because he got to come to the National League and he was hitting fucking home runs too. I forgot him. So, he was throwing complete. Look that up. That was maybe one of the best second halves ever. That was CC fucking Sabathia. Holy shit! I forgot all about that. He was a terror. He was pitching a complete game every other start, and he had to. It seems like he hit 400 too. What year was? I gotta look that up.
You know, it's 2008.
It was fantastic.
Here's the interesting. Here's the interesting thing. Okay, so
Yeah. Hey, time out while this is fresh. So when he was traded in 2008 to Milwaukee, after he was traded, he made 17 starts. He went 11-2 with a 1.65 ERA for Milwaukee after he was traded in 130 innings. It was absurd.
yeah,
It was absolutely ridiculous. And he got no award votes that year. Oh, I'm sorry. He was 5th in the Cy Young that year, 6th in the MVP. He started 6-8 with Cleveland, and they traded him to Milwaukee, and he just absolutely tore it. 7 complete games and 17 starts. It's 3 shutouts. Now what he hit? I want to see what he hit. Show the batting. Where's the batting stats? Come on.
All right, guys, I'll see you.
Standard batting, 2008, Cleveland. He hit 229 with 1 home run and 6 RBIs. Oh, he had 2 home runs. I'm sorry. He had 2 home runs. He hit 235 in 2008. Hell yeah. That's a fantastic trade deadline deal.
Manny Ramirez.
Oh, Manny Wood.
Oh
Yeah. Manny Wood was that. They beat the Cubs that year in the playoffs. And I remember he hit it was in Wrigley. He hit a curveball that was literally an inch off the plate, and I think it was off Ryan Dempster. And I was sitting there with my dad, and I just couldn't believe it. I said, "Is this really happening? Are we really getting swept right now? Like, come
He
on!"
hit 396 in 53 games. He hit 396 with a 489 on base.
Oh yeah, that's just
and a 743 slugging.
that was every day on Sports Center.
Home runs.
Yeah.
In 53 games.
Yeah, that was absurd.
And then in the playoffs, he hit 520 with a 667 on base.
Yeah,
Jesus.
that's pretty incredible.
And then last year, Max Scherzer.
Scherzer.
Yep.
So knowing that the Nationals traded Scherzer and Turner.
You ever
So
see
that-
that? I'm sorry, not to get off track, but you ever see that meme of Max Scherzer where they put his eyeballs on his nipples?
What?
That's pretty funny.
Because
You
he
got problems, dude.
It's got the different color eyes.
he has that thing where he's got the 2 different colored eyes. So I see that floating around on Twitter from time to time. Whenever there's a Max Scherzer thread, somebody always posts that stupid
So
fucking
that's-
meme.
That's
And
just what pops in your head first thing you hear.
Yeah,
about
because you
Max.
can't unsee something like that. Every time I see Max Scherzer now, it's that damn meme of him with the eyeballs for nipples. I'm like, come on, it's hilarious, but it's like, come on. Yeah, welcome to the runaround, friends. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, back to Max Scherzer.
Max Scherzer and Trey Turner. So the Nationals are willing to trade big talent, right? That
Yeah.
we saw last
Who'd
year.
they get for that? What was the haul?
Hebert
Hebert,
Ruiz,
right?
Yeah.
Josiah Gray,
Okay.
Donovan Casey,
Mhm.
Gerardo Carrero.
So two.
So they got fleeced.
When you look at,
Translation,
like,
yes.
when
So-
you look at these trades, like the Manny Ramirez, Andy LaRoche, Brian Morris,
Andy
Craig-
LaRoche wasn't that bad, I don't think.
he wasn't that bad, but that was
Like he had a couple good moments. Like he wasn't a great player by any stretch, but he was good for a little bit of time. He was in
Right.
Pittsburgh, right, for a while.
Dude,
There was 2 LaRoches though.
he only had one good year
Yeah,
in Pittsburgh, and then that was his.
that's
career.
like Jason Bay in Pittsburgh too. He had a year or 2 that was really good.
Okay, so Craig Hansen, Jason Bay went to the Red Sox in that trade. So like, it's pretty interesting when you start looking at the Sabathia, Matt Laporta, Zach Johnson.
Matt
Rob
Laporta was a huge prospect, though.
I get it. So like that's the
Yeah,
issue with when you
right.
trade. That's why the fucking Nationals are like, hey, we need some MLB
We
talent.
want some big league
We
dudes.
got a bunch of fucking guys last year that we have no idea what's going on.
I know that's the best thing about what I'm not trying to give it too much credit, but the best thing about what the Cubs have done, like all those
You
guys,
fucking love it.
all those guys they've acquired are actually like improving.
Yeah, they're all moving up.
Right.
All of a sudden, the Cubs are gonna have a bunch of guys in the top 100 next year, and everybody's gonna be like, "Where'd all these guys come from?" They fucking traded for them, you retard. They fucking did, and you guys was bitching because they traded Bryant, Rizzo, and Baez, and Rizzo's the only one that's having a decent season, and it's not that great. So, I mean, the fact of the matter is, even with those guys still on the team, they would suck this year still.
Pav, I love you, but you can't say the R word. I know. I'm gonna hug you.
Pete Crow Armstrong was in that Baez trade, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You're welcome for Canario.
Yes, Canario is just going up the ranks.
Yep,
quick,
he's got the power. He'll be here before long.
Caleb Killian, that was a great trade for the Cubs. You got Killian and Canario.
I can't believe they haven't given Killian another chance. Yeah, and Killian's dominating AAA.
I think after the trade deadline, he'll be up and stay up.
Well, Stroman had a good outing his last two outings since he come back. But he's expected to be
they can trade him.
He's expected, though. Stroman's going to be there. They're not going to trade him. But I might, if someone wants Hendricks, I think he gets let go for maybe next to nothing. It's
cash considerations.
What's Hendricks got left on his contract? I think he's making $10 million. He signed a decent deal.
They just signed that deal.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't.
So it's like 5 years, $75 million or something, right?
So if he can eat innings, any team will take that. You know what I mean? You can't put a price on eating innings, even if
4 years, 55 mil.
Yeah. So
last year.
What's that? 14 a year, 13, 14 a year, something like that.
Yeah, 14.
Yeah. So even if his ERA's in the fours, wherever it settles in, any big league team would love to have him as a fourth or a fifth guy. Any contending big league team, he can still go contribute to a big league team. So with that's a pretty favorable contract for a guy that could do that. And I don't know what we would get, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him specifically, because he's also a type of guy that I think is struggling from the current Cubs rotation, because he's always been such a soft tossing pitcher. There's no guy before or after him in a 3-game series that's throwing hard to disrupt the team's timing. So if you have a guy that comes out and throws 95 to 98 on game 1 of the series, and Hendricks comes in throwing 89 in game 2, you already got a few innings of advantage there where you can get settled in while the hitters are still getting their timing adjusted, because that's a huge thing to have to change, like 8 mile an hour difference on a fastball and then go to the breaking stuff. So we don't have I shouldn't say I do not have anything to do with the Cubs organization, but the Cubs organization doesn't have anyone in the rotation right now with that kind of pop. I mean, Keegan touches 95 occasionally, but no one's bringing any velocity to that deal.
There's a reason they drafted so many pitchers.
What's Justin Steele throw? He's
92.
Okay. Yeah, he's okay, but yeah, he's been okay.
I'm not a huge fan. He reminds me of Rich Hill.
Yeah, no.
Dick Mountain.
Rich Hill wasn't that good when he first started with the Cubs.
Yeah, when he was a Cub.
He didn't get better until after he left.
Right, he's gotten better with age. He's like a fine wine, that big, tall, Rich Hill son of a bitch. Just fucking humping curveballs up there and keeping them inside the monster. I don't know how he's doing it. Good for him. Shout out to Rich Hill. Man. What else? Soto. No one
draft.
knows.
Had the draft.
We had the draft. I'm not really prepared to talk about the draft.
Tiger. Nope.
No,
So,
there's a lot. I guess we could talk about top pick, right?
the only thing I know is Drew Jones signed for $8.1 million today. He did. I got the update. So he's the highest signing bonus ever for any high school kid. So congrats to him.
That's big time.
I mean, he was already in a millionaire family, but congratulations to him. So, I would, as much as I don't know. I'm gonna stop talking. I mean, I wish him nothing but the best, but he had, the opportunities to succeed. So that's good. It's a good thing.
Jackson Holiday, number 1 pick.
Yep.
So it's pretty interesting that those guys were right there at the top, But that's that pedigree, fucking batting cage in your backyard your whole life.
Right. Exactly.
I think going to baseball academies your whole life.
The IMG Academy and shit.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. We're seeing that more and more.
Yeah, that's the place. If you want to play baseball in the States, it seems like you go down there to Florida. They'll take care of you. If you're good enough, they'll get you where you need to go. I wonder who they play. I wonder what their schedule looks like where they win every game every year. They just it's so hard to go. It's so hard to win 5 games in a row in baseball, and they're out there in a high school season going 40-0. Yeah, we got it. We didn't give up an earned run all year.
They really just came to prominence the last few years.
Yeah, and that's everyone's going there now.
They actually, if you look them up, I think I remember they spent a few years getting beat up because they didn't have the talent that some of the other schools had. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. You get those places, but that's that's what goes on in the Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, all those places. They have MLB schools there that the kids go to. That's Julio Rodriguez, the guy that was pitching for him. It was his family's baseball academy that Julio Rodriguez went to.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. But I mean, hey, it is what it is, man. It's good. And just keep producing baseball players. I always loved the good underdog story, but you're not going to get that in the draft, really. Not at the top. It's a pretty invitation only type deal to get there in that first round. So that's always a good thing. I mean, any of those guys, they don't have to worry about much the rest of their lives other than playing baseball. The other minor leaguers, Manfred was asked today.
Oh my God.
Oh, Kenny. Kenny knows. Manfred's trending on Twitter again. My man Bozo Bob. Just when I took his sign down because I bought this drum set. Just when I took his,
up.
I got to put it back up because he's just a fucking loser, man. Oh man, Rob Manfred. So I want to pull it up. I don't want to misspeak here. But he was trending.
So bad.
Yeah, not good. Okay, so here we go. Damn it! Hang on. This is at the tweet. Here we go. Okay, so this was the specific tweet. This is from Hannah Kaiser. I hope I'm saying that right. I have no idea who she is. So she's a baseball writer for Yahoo Sports. She asked Rob Manfred if the owners don't pay minor leaguers a living wage because they can't afford to or because they aren't interested in doing so. And he said, I reject the premise that they're not paying a living wage. So he wouldn't even have the conversation. So here's the thing. Let me backtrack. It says the heavy majority of minor leaguers make less than $14,000 a year. So yeah, they don't make enough money. Now, the guys that all get drafted in the first round and get those $2 million plus signing bonuses, they're fine. Everyone else is not. I mean, I literally turned down a pro contract from the Frontier League because I was on my own. On my own. There was no way I could play for $250 a week or whatever it was. So I got a job instead. So yeah, minor leaguers, they don't. There's if you're not the guy with the batting cage in your backyard. Like, I didn't play organized baseball until I was coming into high school. So the summer after my 8th grade year, that was when I finally got to play baseball. Or summer before, summer after. Anyway, summer before high school. That's what it was. Because we won state little league and all that. It was pretty cool. First time playing baseball. But I only played for 4 years before I went to college, and then another year after that before I had the opportunity to play professionally. There's no way I could have actually done that. Like, I would have been homeless and, like, somewhere I didn't even know where I was. And, like, Manfred wants to sit there. And granted, that wasn't affiliated ball either, so that's a different story. But you can't say that, like, I reject the premise that they're not paid a livable wage. Like,
I want to see Manfred live on a minor league salary. Like,
the
come on.
Twitter is
it's brutal.
the Twitter's wild. They're throwing all these numbers out there. Someone says he makes 11 million a year. Somebody says he makes like, he makes too much money, period, to ruin baseball. He gets paid to ruin baseball. It's unbelievable. Who's paying him? Who pays his salary? The fucking revenue sharing?
I had the opportunity to.
It's the owners, I would assume, some sort of split from the owners, but I
had the opportunity to see Ben Zobrist speak at the Gridley Public Library where I grew up. I think it was like either 13 or 14 when he was still with the Rays. He's from Eureka, Illinois. So he came to the library. It was around Christmas time, and he talked about it was a lot of spiritual stuff, but also like with baseball in the minor leagues.
Yeah.
And he said it was just the brutal grind of having no money.
Yep.
And he talked about his process of how he got even into the minor leagues. But then he said once he was there, I mean, it's like he talked about he'd be calling his, I think it was his girlfriend at the time he got married to, whatever her name is, but they're divorced now.
Her. Yeah.
His story. I wish I had that on video so people could watch it, because
what a
it's just
fucking
brutal,
loser that bitch is. Holy cow. Sorry, Brett. I'm running around. What a loser. Fucking the dude that's praising God. Are
the
you
money
kidding
part
me?
of it, how those guys are living. Yeah,
oh,
it's brutal.
my.
Yeah.
That's the disgusting, heartbreaking story. Fucking poor Ben Zobrist, dude. Jesus. It's so terrible. Like, how horrible of a human being can you be? And then, like, didn't she, like, try to get money from him after that? It's
I kind of lost track of that whole story after a while.
It was so egregious.
It was a brutal way to go out.
Oh my! And that was basically the end of his baseball career.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, not only that, like, the dude didn't even get to leave baseball on his own terms. He had to go because he got a family to take care of and a wife who's fucking the dude that's, oh my, oh. I don't like that at all. That's terrible. That's so low. So low. Just unbelievably low. Ugh.
It's crazy. I pulled up his stats, and it's like in 18, he had a really good season.
He was such a valuable ball player because he could play anywhere at an above average level. He could play all over the field and actually do it. Not just be a placeholder or a spot in the line. That's such a... I hate talking about Ben Zobrist. What a good dude. Shout out to Ben. Where I'm so annoyed with that whole thing. Where were we before that?
Minor league and
minor leagues. Manfred sucks too. Oh, this podcast took a turn.
Hey, I know how much you guys love NASCAR.
Oh, yeah.
But NASCAR coming to the streets of Chicago, baby.
Joliet?
No, the streets of
downtown Chicago, like in downtown.
They're gonna use Lakeshore Drive. It's gonna be fucking. It's probably gonna be a pretty big event. I think we better go check it out.
That sounds awful for my driving plans. It better not be on like a Cubs game day because I need Lakeshore Drive to get to the field.
It's in
July 1st and 2nd.
That's off.
Ooh,
next year?
July 4th will be fun. Yeah.
July 1st and 2nd of next year.
Is it like a NASCAR road course?
Yeah, it's a street course. It's
Yeah.
as a
But, so-
NASCAR fan, I'm excited because it's going to get a lot of exposure. But I looked at the track and the setup. It's like I don't know. It doesn't look like an exciting road
I'm gonna
course
look-
per se.
I'm gonna look at this shit
It's
up
kind of
right
like
now.
a block. I don't know. It's really weird, but it'll be good for exposure to NASCAR. I mean, Chicago, there'll be some spotlight there. I
It's
couldn't
a
believe
road
when I-
track in a fucking NASCAR. So I mean, it's not open wheel. So I mean,
Right.
it's tough for them to do the kind. I mean, it's the new cars though, right? They're gonna run the new
Yeah.
cars on it.
So
What's a new
I've been
car?
to lots of NASCAR races, and the ovals are the best to see them, especially when you sit high.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Indianapolis is terrible; you can't
Yep.
see.
Agreed.
But I just want to kind of go down there to
I have
listen to
been.
them in the streets, like because there's a whole different sound to them. It would be interesting to go down there and be around that.
I do
I'm intrigued to go down.
100% prefer the sound of a NASCAR over a open wheel car. It's just a lower sound. It's better on the ears, if you ask me.
Yeah, it
You know
smells
what I mean?
good too.
Oh yeah, but the open wheel cars it's such a high pitched like whine when they go past you. Because I as much as I'm not the world's biggest fan of watching cars go in a circle, I am a gigantic like car. I grew up in a body shop. There's pictures of me fucking sanding cars when I'm like 7. Like businesses getting one over on me, you know, and making their bank on my my grandpa's got pictures of me, you know, with the little mask on and all of that. I'm like, holy shit. I don't remember getting compensated for any of that. That was that was what I said. I said, damn, dude. You know, I love cars, and I mean, I go fast every day. You know, if you're not first, you're last. You know, Ricky Bobby. You know, for real.
Shake and bake.
Shake and bake, dude. Yes. Absolutely. But
So
I have been to Joliet. I've been to Michigan Speedway. I've been to the Indy 500. I've been to NHRA stuff. All of that. It's cool, but it's much more cooler to be there and watch it. And if you can't, like, that's the problem with Formula One and things like that, is you can't really, that's not something you go to because you can't see everything. Same thing with the Indianapolis. Pretty much no matter where you are, you can't see the whole track. So what are you doing there? Oh, here they go. I don't know where they're going to be, what place they're going to be when they come back around, but here they go. Oh, you just watch that thing, that little tower with all the lights on it. It'll tell you if anybody changes. Oh, that's exciting. Oh, here they go. Oh, and they're gone again. Oh, shit. We'll wait for them to come back. So, Ted, what are you doing after this? Oh, there they go. What? Come on. You got to watch it on TV. But NASCAR lost me when they brought in them restrictor plates. You said something about a new car. Where are they at with the new car? What's this new car?
it's leveled the playing field in my opinion. I don't have the exact numbers, but man, the number of winners and the competitiveness is probably as good as it's ever been in NASCAR right now. You know, it's not the same dude winning 7-8 races.
Fucking
There's
Jimmy
a bunch
Johnson.
of guys with wins. It's
Holy
leveled
cow.
the field. It's
That was
great to see.
that was probably a lot of my disinterest too, because I actually really used to watch NASCAR a lot because my grandpa, he was actually a part owner of a collectibles store, and I used to watch that. But yeah, it seemed like they brought those restrictor, like Dale Earnhardt died, you know, unfortunately, in what wasn't really the worst accident you've even ever seen. It's just an unfortunate accident. You know, then a little while after that, they got those barriers, the safer barriers, and then they started throwing the restrictor plates into the cars. And then Jimmy Johnson won every fucking Sunday, and I got tired of watching it. Just to your point, you had him and fucking Jeff Gordon or whatever, and them two dudes won everything. I was like, this is horrible, because I started watching a lot after Dale Earnhardt passed away, because the dude that took his car over, I was like, oh, I'll be a fan of that guy, Kevin Harvick. And
Here you go, Brad.
Yeah.
Here's some names.
names.
You know, do you know who Chase Elliott is?
I do
All right, so he's got the most wins. Billy Elliott's son.
this year.
Ross this year. Ross
Okay.
Chastain. You
Nope.
know him?
No.
Yep. So I'm sure you know Joey Logano. He's been
Yeah,
around a while.
I know that name.
William Byron.
Nope.
He's been around a little bit, but not much. And Kyle Larson, Chris Bell, Alex
Kyle Larson,
Bowman,
don't know Bell or Bowman.
Austin. These guys are all in the top 10. So there's a lot of new blood out there. It's been good to see.
It's cool, I guess. I don't know.
But
what's up with these new cars, though? Well, what's new about the cars? I guess. Do you know, like anything, like what's different with them?
I haven't watched.
Are they electric
no,
yet?
They're not electric yet. That would be insane.
How do they do that? How do they
You
do that?
wish.
How do they do a pit stop with an electric car?
Have
Well,
you ever seen
dude.
the Goodwood Festival of Speed?
No.
So the Goodwood Festival of Speed, they race up this hill. It's in the UK. They run it every year. It's broadcast on YouTube, live on YouTube. Now, in the Goodwood Festival of Speed, you see all sorts of cars. From fucking steam engine cars all the way up through the latest and greatest electric stuff. So I will tell you that in that course race right now, it's electric cars but it's a very short race.
Yeah, no doubt. Electric, it's superior in terms of like quickness. You can accelerate very fastly with electric. You don't have to worry about the combustion aspect of the propulsion. You just fucking go. There's not a whole lot to it. So I understand it. I just, the sound. We all grew up on that sound. A sound of an engine. I mean, that's why I have a fucking 8-cylinder car now with 4 mufflers on it. Because I want to hear that sound. And I really don't like having 4 mufflers on my car, But we might change that here real soon. But everybody loves the sound of that. I love the sound of I shouldn't say everybody. I don't, the electric, while it's quick and it's fast and I get it, it doesn't do anything for me. I don't want to. I personally don't want to go to warp speed like the Jetsons, or I'm good. I want to, make a lot of noise and be obnoxious and spin some tires and not have any stability at all. Figure it out while we're sliding around. Kenny, how fast have you ever gone, sir?
How fast am I gone? Like,
Yeah.
anything.
Anything.
To be quite honest,
Yeah. No, you're good.
I was supposed to get my license during COVID, and I never got around to it again.
Damn it.
I was supposed to have my behind the wheel test right before COVID. Like literally the
That sucks, dude.
second week COVID shut everything down, and never got back to it. I'm like, fuck shit.
Have you ever driven before? Like I assume you had like a permit or something like that before.
Yeah.
But you're in San Francisco, right? Like
I'm in
the
San
city?
Francisco. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, he lives in the city. He's not out in the country.
Right. There's no need for even having a car, really, right?
Yeah. Not
What
really.
about in this fall? You're going up to Oregon, right, for school?
Yes. Yeah.
So will you need any? Are you going to be on a campus?
I mean, I'm living off campus. I'm assuming by, the end of the year, I'll have my license and maybe a car. But I'll probably be broke by then. But we'll see.
Right. Right. That sucks, dude. I just gave my car away, or I'd have gave you my old work car. That's funny. I literally, our friend Pav Daddy, so a guy we met through. This is an interesting story. A friend of ours who actually helps with the underground gift exchange. So I'm sure he'll be around Christmas time, or I'll yell at him to do it anyway. But he does the. I had never met this guy either, like in person, just on the internet. Good dude on the internet. Pav, fucking mute yourself, dude. Jesus. And yeah, he's cussing me out for those of you on the audio platform right now. He's over there hooting and hollering, but no one can hear him or anything else in his house, which is good. So Sean Doolin, shout out to Sean Doolin. He gets in we meet the guy on the internet, stranger danger, all of that. Everything's good. He helps us out with Underground. He was a customer, good guy. And then we had another group, and Pav Daddy and Sean and a couple others helped admin the group. Come to present day, Sean had a car, got in an accident. The insurance totaled it, but then gave him less than what he owed on the car, so he got a bad deal. I am not working in the mills anymore, and I had my mill car, which was a 2012 Ford Focus. I hadn't really drove it in 2 years. Just go out and start it every now and then. And I told Sean, I said, dude, like, come get this fucking car. I'm like, come on. I'm like, I got a day. I had some time. I'm like, come get it this weekend. So he goes and buys a plane ticket, buys a one-way ticket, gets there. They cancel his flight because the weather coming into Chicago. So this dude hops on a train that night and rides the train in, and I go pick him up an hour away, bring him back, and Pav meets up with us in a different town, and we all have breakfast and hang out for a little bit. But we just a dude we met on the internet from the hobby, came into some bad luck, dude. I'm like, here, come get this fucking car. He's like, you want any money for it? I'm like, no. I'm like, if it runs. I'm like, I'm not making any promises here, but drive it back to New York from Chicago essentially, and if you make it, best of luck to you. And he made it, so that was fantastic. 2-year-old gas in the car he had to burn out of that thing. I mean, he made it all the way home. So that was cool. It's just something cool. Like I seriously, it was just gonna sit there. I was gonna just give it to the junkyard eventually after it sat there long enough. I don't know. I was done driving it. But yeah, sorry, Kenny. Sorry, couldn't get you that hunk of junk, dude. That'd have been cool. I didn't know you didn't have a license.
You're good.
So you didn't answer the question though. How fast have you gone?
Like, I mean, I'm a law-abiding citizen. I am not going over the speed limit, especially
Gotcha.
in the city.
Yeah, don't do that.
He's rode some roller coasters that went pretty fast.
Yeah. I've been in an airplane. We were
That's
going
about it.
real fast. Brad, how fast have you ever been, dude? In a vehicle, any type of vehicle, land vehicle.
So driving, I've never had any really fast cars. So like, my Ford Exploder.
Oh, the Exploder,
dude. When you got over 100, even when I was young, you didn't want to go much faster. So right around 100. But I've been in some cars doing 115, 120.
My wife had an Explorer when we got together, and that thing had the worst tick ever.
Dude,
and I would change the oil in it, and the tick would go away for one day. Sound like a brand new car. And the next day, man, like the pistons had like a chip in it somewhere or something. Like, oh my gosh. But that thing literally sounded like it was going to explode at any minute.
Just putting 5 quarts of Lucas oil treatment in there.
Out of college, I bought a 99 Ford Exploder, brand new. Thing was great out of the gate. By the time it got 100,000 miles, that thing had like 8 different recalls. It literally, I had to just trade it in. It was junk. If you go back, and I don't know if it was called Cash for Clunkers.
Yeah.
Back in the day, they were buying those, and
that was the Obama shit, right?
Yeah. There were 3 different
Shout
years of Explorers that were on that list, and I missed it by a year because I had like an electrical fire in this thing, and I just traded in the next day to a dealership. I'm like, I'm done with this thing, man. But
hey, so my first car was a 93 Grand Am, and it was basically a gift. It was a girl who was a year younger than me in high school, so I played sports, and my grandma kept me out of a foster home, and we didn't have any money, but I played sports, so I didn't have any money for a car. So I worked when I could, like odd jobs, like whenever I could. If I ever heard of somebody like needing somebody for a day and I didn't have any sports or anything that day, I'd go work and get whatever money I could and save it. And then this one day, I hear about this girl. She's getting rid of her car. Like, what do you mean you're getting rid of your car? My kid just fell out of bed. Okay, my wife's up. Sorry, I had to hear the footsteps. I heard her whine. So I'm like, what do you mean you're getting rid of the car? She's like, yeah, my dad's getting me a new car, blah, blah, blah. She's like, we're just taking this to the junkyard. I'm like, can you ask your dad if I can buy that car from you? I'm like, I don't even care how much it costs. I had some money saved up, like maybe $1,000 or something like that. I don't know. And she comes, we get to school the next day. She goes, my dad says you can, and this is before texting and shit. Like when I was in high school, I had a Nextel phone. I had the walkie-talkie deal, and the text messages, you actually had to download them. They were 1 kilobyte, and you had to download it. And the antenna pulled out and everything, and if you didn't have service, you couldn't even download the text message. So I just, you like instant messaging. We had that, but you know, it wasn't, text communication wasn't nearly as prevalent as it is now. So responses weren't immediate. So we get to school the next day. She's like, yeah, my dad said you could have the car. I'm like, what do you mean I can have? I'll be there fucking right. I'm going there right now. I'm not even going to class. Like, tell your dad I'm on the way. And it ended up waiting until the weekend. But yeah, like I ended up buying that car for $1. It was everything I could have hoped for. Like it was totally a hunk of junk. There had to have been like a crack in somewhere in one of the back glass, because every time it rained, I would get standing water in the floorboard in the back seat. So like in the winter, I'd have like a fucking 3-inch chunk of ice in the back of my car. And then I had it for almost 2 years. And one day it was like the second spring I had it, and it was after I finished my freshman year of college. I gotten in an accident. I fucked my back up. I was doing rehab. I was doing the physical therapy for my back. I go to get in the car one day with my sister. I sit in the car, and from all that water being in the back seat, the floor bolts on my seat rusted out. So I sat down in this car, and the whole fucking seat just goes all the way to the back seat. Like, holy shit, I gotta get a new car. I didn't have any money, so I stuffed a basketball in between the back of my seat and the back bench, just so I could actually drive it for like another couple months, dude. So I know all about that clunker thing, boy. My window didn't roll down. It was power windows, so like I couldn't even go through the drive-through. And then after I broke the seat, I couldn't even like lean back and use the rear seat window. I couldn't. Oh, it was terrible. But it worked though. It drove.
I'll tell you something that's pretty interesting. So a big thing with the Cash for Clunkers was people were trading in a lot of garbage that was really worthless, right? And they were getting $3,500 to $4,500 for them. Now, the strange thing is when all that was finished, the government released reports on everything that was traded in, okay? And there was some stuff that people really, it was really hard to understand what people were thinking. But like, so this was all taking place in 2008, right?
Gas was really expensive.
Like
then
8
too.
and 9, yeah.
So a Buick, an 87 Buick Grand National, a 97 Aston Martin DB7.
Wow.
A 97 Bentley Continental, a freaking a 2006 Audi A4 convertible, 2006 Cadillac STS, 3 2007 GMC Acadias.
So they had to have gotten more than
2006.
What the hell?
No, there was a limit on how much you can get. So
Yeah,
that
it was-
was it additional on top of the?
No.
There's no way I
No,
believe
it
this
was just
list.
that
No,
amount.
so those cars too, everything that was traded in, they demolished.
Yeah, they smashed them.
Was it a
So-
gas thing? Was it like a gas?
It was
guzzle?
supposed to be, but here's
Yeah,
what was
that's what I thought.
interesting. Right, but I mean, you're talking a 99 Mercedes C43 AMG, an 85 Maserati Quadro. There was a lot of really, and then like a 1990 Honda CRX. So like, if you ever saw a Honda CRX, they're like one of the greatest gas mileage cars ever made. It's smaller than a Civic, right? And like their little hatchback thing, like they're the great one of the. And so there was some really strange stuff on that list, and now that list doesn't exist anymore because they used to have it on Cars.gov server, but that's all gone now. So like there was a lot of. It was pretty funny when like going through that list and seeing some of the stuff that was on there. There's always so much weird shit, man, when the government starts handling things.
Always.
I'm not touching it.
Dude, so fucking weird.
I'm not touching it.
It's like the PPP, the payroll protection,
Yeah.
And like you could look up. There was a bunch of like famous people or like
There was
ex-athletes and stuff that got fucking in trouble, right?
there was a
But they're
big
setting up these fake fucking companies.
What was the big? There was a big name company. I was reading about, and they were one of the companies that took that money, and then they agreed to
They
give
gave it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what are you fucking assholes?
One of the big restaurant
I didn't
chains
even-
did something.
I didn't even jump on that, and I should have. Like, I'm an idiot for not taking advantage of it. But I didn't believe you when you were telling me about it. Like, what do you mean this is free money? The government doesn't give out free money. They're like, yeah, but it's all going to get forgiven. I'm like, what? I didn't fully comprehend. You know, I mean, I knew the inflation and all that shit was coming when they started handing out free money, but I didn't know they were trying to give bit. I'm like, wow, this is wild. And here we are now. I went on vacation last week, and a dozen eggs was like $5 at Kroger. Like, holy shit. What? Like, I just need some protein here in the morning. Like, it shouldn't be this much money, but yep. I'm like, holy cow. Hey, Kenny, you with us, bud?
Yeah, it's actually
Hey.
my charger.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
What's a dozen eggs cost in San Francisco?
I don't even know, but that's probably what you said. Probably sounds about right here,
That's
or a little
crazy.
bit more.
I
It's
figured it'd be.
fucking expensive.
Yeah.
It's fucking expensive.
Yeah, you'll get a nice break, dude, when you get to Oregon, I would assume. I
hope
remember
so.
there was a Dollar General like a few blocks from where our dorm room was in college, and I'd always go over there and get like a half gallon of milk, like fucking those Lipton noodles for $1. And I bought this big ass popcorn bowl, and I could make them in the microwave. Because I went to a junior college, and they had food on campus, but we didn't get like meal, like that wasn't part of our scholarship, which I thought was super weird. We didn't get like a meal plan. You had to like buy it on your own. It was super weird. And then like we got fed like the worst shit on planet Earth. Like if we were on the road, it was like CC's Pizza or anywhere with like a buffet. Or like all you can eat, basically. And then if we were like at home, it was like bologna sandwiches, like in between games. I'm like, holy fuck! Like, man, this is so like. Not only is it tough for the minor leaguers, but like small schools and stuff like that, they have it tough too. Trying to feed young athletes. Ooh, it's still 3-2 in the All-Star game. By the way, as we head into the bottom of the sixth. Pretty uneventful. I mean, most All-Star games usually are. Somebody made an error on the American League, though. I wonder who did it. I don't know. Field.
So, I don't know what episode it was, but
Yeah.
I said what was going to come out first: PSA dropping their prices on cards, or the release of Topps Chrome 2022.
The answer.
And PSA has opened up $18 grading
Yeah.
for
Yep.
till the end of the month for people
know.
with accounts.
It's crazy.
November 30th is the release day for Topps Chrome. I was doing some price searching.
You said
In
November
boxes.
30th?
Yeah, September 30th is the
Oh,
release date now.
I was going to say
They
November.
So I don't know if I said November.
You
It's
did,
September.
you crazy son of a-
September 30th.
Yeah.
September 30th. It's the tentative release date, so it's been pushed back.
Yep. It got
And-
delayed.
I was looking at some pre-sale prices, and they're still high, man. They're still high.
They're gonna go
Hobby
up now
boxes are still 400. They're going to go up
with J-Rod nonsense.
They were crazy before. They're still staying
Here's my
real high.
Here's my thought though, and logical Brad knows I'm wrong here, but this is still the thought I'm having. I just have a feeling that the biggest accounts that Topps deals with, whomever they are, that are not distributors, and I deal with distributors and things like that in the industry. I have a lot of knowledge. I have more knowledge than the average person, but I don't know everything. And I don't even know close to everything. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I do. But I have a feeling that whatever retailing outlets, and we can all assume it's Steel City, Blowout, Dave and Adams, that gets the most amount of product directly from Topps, isn't selling it at the price they were hoping for. I think I hate to be the guy that's saying that they haven't screwed enough people over, but I get that feeling this year because there's no fucking reason Topps Chrome baseball should be delayed, period. That should be the most paramount product at the forefront of Topps to get released. Every other product should get delayed. Topps Chrome should still come out on time. Why is it delayed? That's a product that Topps should give an explanation on why it's delayed. There's no reason for it other than it didn't pre-sell like they were hoping, and these big contracts or clients or customers, whatever you want to call them, have with Topps said, hey, any way you could give us another month to sell this shit? Because there's no way for it. There's no reason. Topps Chrome of all products should get delayed. No way. Not buying it. You want to delay Gypsy Queen 10 months like you did last year, whatever. Fine. I'm good with it. It happens. Not Topps Chrome. It doesn't make any sense. Like, the cards get signed. Like, those cards are already signed. Whatever autographs are in that product, I guarantee you they're already signed. That shit goes out in, like, spring training. I've seen clubhouse shots. You know, I've seen some of this stuff that maybe I'm not supposed to see. These cards go out to these players early. So everyone hates stickers. I really think when Fanatics fully takes over, you're going to see a lot more stickers, unfortunately. But maybe not because the way the revenue split is going to be. But I just get that feeling, and I'm probably... I should know that I'm wrong in that, but I just feel like when the way Topps Chrome exploded after the opening day rosters came out, and those guys, Torque, who also, by the way, Torque got sent down to AAA right before the break. So Spencer Torkelson is now back in AAA to work on some things. Anemic in the slugging department. His average was awful, but even more concerning is there's just no slug out of him. He's a number 1 pick. So he's back to work on some things, but when Torque, J-Rod, Bobby Witt make the opening day roster, Topps Chrome goes nuts. The hobby and jumbo boxes go to the moon. They go above last year's prices, which were fucking stupid to begin with. And I don't know how those prices can stay where they're at. Who's buying it? And now it's delayed. It doesn't make sense to me. Nothing in this industry even makes sense to begin with, but that one's a real stumper. The only they can't. I don't see how they could say it's a supply chain shortage or any of that, because there's so many Chrome cards now. It's not like they're the only Chrome product on the market, so it's real weird. Why is Topps Chrome the one that's delayed?
It's a good question. I don't know, and I was really looking forward to Chrome coming out because they had it timed with the National, and the Nationals coming up in the month. And wow, I don't know if you guys have seen, but pretty much every level of tickets sold out for that except for general admission. And I kind of wish I was going, but I'm looking forward to seeing some of the coverage there because that place is going to be wild. There's a lot of people going to be at the National.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. I've been getting asked for weeks now if I'm going, and I keep saying no. I'm gonna end up fucking around and going.
Where is it?
Dude,
Where is
you're
the National this year?
Atlantic
It's in
City,
Atlantic City.
New Jersey.
Okay.
But I looked at like Airbnb and stuff like that. Fuck out of here. It's all insane.
Yeah, that's the part about going is it's
Right.
the place to stay. It's expensive, but it's going to be packed, absolutely packed. Even the Nationals official page, their Facebook and their website, they put out a thing where there's been a lot of scammers on their Facebook page advertising they have tickets for sale, VIP tickets. And that's a legit thing too. Like, I don't know how or why these people find like the National, because they're not even card people. I'm going to give you a story. My buddy, his kids was like in a recital, and this was for a local show, and it was sold out, and they were like $10 tickets. And his parents went on there and saw that somebody put on Facebook that they had 2 tickets for sale, and they got scammed for $20 on tickets to a recital for his kids. So if they're doing it for like local recitals, I mean, I've been looking at like if you go and look at the Facebook page of the National.
Sorry, baby girl.
Like,
I wanted to see you dance tonight, but I got fleeced.
Dude, it's insane, man. It's insane. So
Could you imagine like the person taking tickets when they saw fake tickets. what the fuck is this?
They're like the fucking 50-50 fucking raffle tickets.
keep this coupon.
Yeah, like admit one. Here you go. They're like, what the fuck is this?
Oh my god.
Oh Lord.
Oh my.
That one's
goodness.
class. I'm like, this is crazy. So I've noticed. I went on their Facebook page and saw, and there's like if you've been buying and selling cards on Facebook, you can kind of get a general idea by just looking at somebody's Facebook profile that, hey man, this person's probably a scammer. And there's several of them on that national Facebook page that like they're scammers. So if you're going, you better be careful who you're buying your tickets from with their VIP.
I wonder how the National will respond to that in terms of security there, because like it happens every year. Something huge is going to get stolen. It happens every year. Something of huge significant value will get stolen. And like I went to the National last year for one day in Chicago. I actually think I went on Friday, and I didn't see any type of like presence that would deter me from trying something if I'm that type of person. You know what I mean?
Didn't
And
somebody steal like a case of something at the show in Dallas?
Oh
That's
yeah.
what I was-
Immaculate or flawless
Yeah,
football or
something-
basketball. It was something real tiny. It was a tiny case of something.
Mhm.
Every time that Dallas show, there's always shit that happens down there too. And like they had someone on video one time of getting arrested recently. Like someone's got a video of someone getting arrested at a show. They're just all shit talking them. Selling counterfeits, that always happens. Counterfeit shit. They've had the FBI like investigate that stuff. Humans, man. People are so fucking shady, and yet people that are shady always continue to get business. Like it seems like no matter what, all you just have to do is get some publicity, and like bad publicity is almost better than it doesn't matter what you do. If they start talking about you, you're gonna benefit from it, even if you're being a sack of shit. Like, oh, it's frustrating to watch people come up from bad publicity. I can't stand it. But what are you gonna do? I don't know. That's like it's like I'm like almost proud that I named my business Underground Case Breaks, because I really don't like what's trendy and popular in as far as the hobby goes. It's like cringy to me, and I hate to even say cringy or like cringe or any of that, but I don't not interested in hyping things up. And everybody says the hobby's dying, but those are just the idiots that buy things on hype alone. It's like I have no use for any of that. Like I'm just a guy who wants to collect cards. I started a business here as like a service to the hobby. I've said that a million times, but like I just wanted to open cards. I didn't start this with profit in mind. Like I started this as something fun to do so we could all open a case of cards together. I didn't. And then it turned into, hey, you're not spending enough time with your family. You either start making some money with it or you stop doing it. And then I started making some money, and the demand continued to grow, and to the point where I'm at today. But this isn't like something where I'm like, oh, everybody's into sports cards and they're buying them now. Like, oh, we got to go make a bunch of money and fucking screw everybody over. Like,
I think that's kind of along with that topic. I didn't plan on buying any Top Series 2 this year because maybe a little bit, but I'm like, there's no rookies in this product.
yeah.
And then people are just like over the top, like bad mouthing it, like
Yeah.
real bad.
Yeah.
But then you give it a chance, and you like right now, I've opened up some Series 2 now, and it's actually a pretty good product. And hobby boxes are $80.
Yeah.
They're back to where
Yeah.
the hobby used to
Yeah.
be.
Nope.
And I mean, you could get a hobby box in 2018 for $80.
Yep.
And so I like that part of it. And you don't have to listen to all these people. Oh, this product sucks. And I agree. There's certain products that aren't that great.
Yeah.
But if you just, once I saw the checklist, I'm like, oh man, there's Julio short print. There's a Bobby Witt short print. There's some home field advantage cards. And I ran the odds. Between Series 1 and Series 2. And the number of short prints that are coming out of Series 2, it's pretty incredible. Like I've been very pleased with what I've opened, and it's just like you got to be able to change and not listen to people who are just bad mouthing stuff all the time and
Right.
all the hype boys and that stuff drives me nuts too.
Yep.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I get excited to open certain stuff and go
Right.
crazy, but I'm not
Yep.
ripping off my shirt and freaking acting like a clown every single time.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh, what are you gonna do?
Have you guys opened any product recently? I
Um,
mean, I know Brad, you're opening product to break, but what?
no, I opened up some Donruss UFC recently,
Nice.
just because it's if to your point, since Panini got the UFC license, everything has been absolute fucking bullshit. So my issue with the UFC cards, and I'll say this till I'm blue in the face, nobody gave a fuck about it when Topps had the license. I used to buy cases to myself for so cheap. Topps UFC Chrome, you could get it so cheap. Like Topps Museum UFC collections where they were like $60 a box. Even baseball museum is like $300 a box or better. Like nobody gave a fuck. The last release Topps had was Striking Signatures, which is like a clearly authentic release. It's a one autograph card in a box in a one touch. I couldn't sell those at like $30 a box. The next UFC release was Panini Prism, and it was over $1,000 a box. And I could buy a case of Topps UFC Chrome for like $700, a 12-box case. Now Panini shows up in one box is what 2 case costs. Who the fuck is buying this? And it's selling. So like now all of a sudden all these people are fucking MMA experts. Like no, the fuck you're not, bud. Do you even know what a triangle choke is? Like I'm not even any sort of fucking mixed martial arts practitioner. I'm just a guy who's been alive long enough to actually have seen the very first UFC event and all these other promotions come and go along with it. Like I enjoy watching two humans compete against each other to find out in that moment who's a better human. Like it's not for everyone, but when you get into these trading cards now, it's like, oh, everybody's an expert, and who's buying this shit? Who's getting into breaks? Why do you guys care now and you didn't care 3 months ago? What changed? So it got gross, and then Panini gets the license, and as a business, I get absolutely nothing in terms of allocation from it. And I could literally get as much from Topps as I wanted, like in terms of any Topps UFC product. Nobody was buying it. I could ask for 20 cases and get 20 cases. That's not how the business works, but I could do it. Now Panini gets it. I ask for a case and I don't get a single box. Like, and it's this much money? Like, fuck you. Like, that's a slap in the face to a guy who was supporting a sport before it got popular. And like, now that's already waning. It's only been just over a year. 2022 Prism UFC is like under $600 a box. So it's already like cut itself in half from where it even started. But Donruss UFC, which would be like flagship, it would be like a series 1, but Topps never made like flagship UFC, flagship MMA. But it's I bought a case at like $130 a box. And I'll just rip that from time to time when I get the itch. Like I got it right here, man. I got it right here. You asked me what I was ripping. These are the top loads, dude. I got a little rookie Tracy Cortez, number 75. You know what I mean? She's a big time lady prospect. And that's like a $70 card. We got the GSP.
That's pretty cool.
I got Platinum Mike Perry. He says some crazy off the wall shit. Nobody likes him as a human, but it is what it is. We got some what do we got here? We got some Dominic Reyes relic. We got Sean Strickland. Shogun number to 25. I mean, that's cool. This is collector shit. This is what I like. I don't care what this card's worth. That guy's a fucking legend, and I got a card of his number to 25. Israel Adesanya. He's boring as hell, but he's the fucking champ. Number to 49. But until he was the champ, like his fight with Kelvin Gastelum, go watch it. It's incredible. You want to watch an amazing MMA fight? Kelvin Gastelum almost knocks him out. I mean, that is a fucking dogfight. Got the Dominator, Dominic Cruz. He's past his prime, but if you remember him, that dude was a terror. Got the Marvels, dude. We got Conor McGregor. We had these in Donruss Baseball. These are just cool inserts. people ask, what do you open? Like, I'm a collector. Tai Tuivasa, we're going to do some shoeies. Got to get him on the podcast. What's he doing in fucking Australia? Yeah, we got Poirier, got Chuck Liddell. That's my hero. Like, this shit is badass. I'm going to open another box of this shit tonight now because I just went through these and I looked at them, and these are all the ones I top-loaded. I top-loaded ones that are worthless. Like, I top-loaded a Chuck Liddell base insert because that's my guy. No homo. Do I have to say that? I think I can say it normally without any sort of ridicule. But
You're going to get canceled.
you can't cancel a show that doesn't get any viewership, so it's okay.
I mean,
But that's exactly your point, though. It's finally at a price point where even though I didn't get it allocated to me like I feel like I should, it's at a price point where I will actually purchase it, buy it, and I'm not even trying to resell this shit. This is my collect. This is what I collect. So I'll sit here on a Saturday night with the next pay-per-view, and I rip 2 boxes. So I'll probably sit here again on the next pay-per-view and rip 2 more boxes. And I just sit there. I just rip a pack casually, dude. I look at every fucking card. I got them all sitting there. I'm watching the fights. I'm checking out the card. And then after I see it a couple times, I go through it a little faster. But it's what I like.
It's affordable, man. And like these guys that are ripping $1,000 boxes of Prism basketball and $1,200 of Prism football. How are they doing this? Like, I mean, I'll grab a freaking $60 Mega and open it up, but I mean, is that $1,000 right now? It's got to be.
It's got to be more than that. Look, I got a sneak preview on tomorrow.
I mean, dude.
Sneak preview on tomorrow. What's up?
Oh.
A little basketball NT.
Oh,
is that basketball or baseball? Basketball?
Basketball. I opened my box from last year that I got. I think I got $12 worth of cards. I seen someone get a better box. I saw someone get a better box than what I had. Posted about it on Twitter to Panini, and Panini sent him a new box. It was so fucking bad.
Fucking way.
My box was so terrible last year. I couldn't even. I posted it. It's in the group. I gotta see if I can find it. Oh my god. I posted it because so here's the story. So last year I got allocated 1 box of NT basketball, 1 NT football box. This year I didn't even get a National Treasures football box, but I did get a basketball box. I opened, it was on my birthday. This is the same day I got a letter from the IRS. It's all coming back to me. Oh my god, I wonder if I could search my date. No, it doesn't work like that. Let me try this. So I opened the basketball box first, and it was so bad. It was just the worst, and I'm going to find it while we're doing the show.
You got to find a picture so we can see this trash bag opening.
It was so bad that I doubled down, and I'm like, well, happy birthday. I'm going to open this football box and see if I can at least cover my allocated price cost to where I'm not just getting destroyed. Like, I already threw away all my opportunity to turn a profit. That box was so bad. It was the worst box I've ever seen in my entire life. So I opened the football box, and the only thing that saved me was a Joey Burrow redemption. So I have a Burrow National Treasures rookie little RPA, but it's not the RPA. It's like a subset insert deal. But even at that card, so the arguably the best quarterback to get from that product, I still didn't even make what I would have made had I sold those two by themselves. Like if I would have just sold the basketball and the football box to some idiot. You know, if I would have done that,
that's crazy.
I get arguably one of the best pulls you can get, and it's not. It's nothing, but I have.
It's crazy.
It's gonna bother me now if I don't find this National Treasures basketball box.
Did you guys send any cards to PSA for $18 yet? Are you
Not
going
yet.
to?
I'm going to send a few.
I don't have a PSA membership.
I was actually waiting. Strauss was tracking this. It's a Sandberg colored Prism card from, I think it's 2018 Prism, but he's got a rainbow he's been working on forever. and it's numbered to 5. And like the guy had it listed, buy it now, for he wasn't taking under $100. And Strauss has been trying to get this thing forever. The guy finally put it up for like regular auction, and it got fucking shell bidded up over $100.
That's the worst.
And like, there's no way that card's worth $100, and they shell bidded it up to like 102 or something.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse when you're working on collecting a set or a rainbow, and you need that one card, and the dude who has it just
I found
isn't
it.
reasonable.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, baby, let's see it.
I found it. Let's see. Okay, so I said, my post says, well, I couldn't look at him any longer. It was going extremely poor until the last card. The last card in both boxes was the Joe Burrow. It says, even hitting the Burrow, this would be a catastrophic loss on these two boxes at retail pricing. That Burrow was like $2,000 when I pulled it. That's all it was selling for. But hang on, I want to pull it up on the screen, but I got to change tabs here. We need a real producer. Okay, so I'm just going to have this picture up. It's fucking terrible. It's so bad, dude. All right, here we go. Sorry. Share screen. So if you're on audio, friends, you come over to hour 36 minutes, and you can see this box of 2021 National
box of
Treasures
trash.
basketball. Just
Let
the
me
worst. Here it
Come
is.
see this box of trash.
You want to see it? It's right here.
I love it.
Allow me
Wonderful.
to live it for you here. So,
Oh my God.
so we had Kyle Lowry, Malachi Flynn, Mark Jackson autograph. I think I sold that Mark Jackson autograph for $5.
Oh.
Rasheed Wallace, I think I sold for like $10. Plate of, I think that's Lou Williams, maybe, is a terrible plate. I don't even know what it is. Maybe R.J. Barrett, maybe.
Yeah.
Jason Tatum card number to 10, I still have. Clay Thompson relic. Caron Butler, I sold that auto for $5 or $10. And a Vernon Carey Jr. patch auto. Just the fucking worst box of
That's
National
terrible.
Treasures ever.
That is
Just
terrible.
absolutely terrible. I would have felt like a terrible human being if I would have sold this box to somebody.
Could you imagine that?
Someone had a better box
Here's
than
our
this.
next hit.
Yeah. And then the football box was not that much better. I sold this. This was a Lawrence Taylor booklet. I sold it for like $30. It's a plate of somebody, a Baker base card, Devin White relic, Chad Johnson relic. This fucking clown. I sold this card number to 5 for like $40 on eBay a few weeks ago. This duel with Dak and Zeke, I think I sold that for like $5 at a show. I don't know where this John Randall is. This Pittman RPA I did sell for like $150, but when you're talking about $4,000 boxes of cards, that's still nothing. And then I hit the Burrow redemption. And that was it. I mean, it's just such a bad.
Terrible.
Did you get that card in?
Yeah,
Burrow?
I do have it, and the worst part about it is the autograph's streaky as fuck.
Oh man.
Bruh.
So I'm not even gonna grade it. It's just in the Panini redemption. It's like a teardrop cutout almost. I'll find one. See what they're going for now. I have to hold that card until he's in the Hall of Fame so that it's worth what I lost out on opening that basketball box.
Pav, you were talking about some Rizzo and Bryant clubhouse relics the other day. Who's collecting those?
I'm just looking at them, dude. I've always liked the clubhouse collection stuff from Heritage, but I was just taking a look at the multiple patch ones with a few players on there. And they're doing some serious money. So I don't know if just the sample size is too small, but it was a little interesting looking at that stuff because they used to be really cheap. You could get some of that stuff pretty for next to nothing.
Yeah, one of my favorite pulls is that's a card I won't sell. I think you've seen it, but I have it close. I got to take off my headphones real quick.
Yeah, so a similar card to my Joe Burrow, but number to 25, sold for $3,800, July 12th.
Oh, that's a nice card.
Yeah, that's
Brett.
nasty.
That's
nasty.
Heritage.
Yeah, I pulled that
Heritage
one.
duels
There's
are
a-
sick.
There's a pretty funny story about this one too. I pulled this. I
Oh, just kidding. Sorry.
No, it was a redemption, and it said Bryant and Rizzo on it. And when I put it in the computer on my Topps website, your account, it pulled up as Yadier Molina, and I can't remember who the other one was.
Damn.
And I was pissed.
Oh,
I'm like,
no way.
this is bullshit. Like, I pulled a Bryant and Rizzo, and you're gonna give me a freaking Cardinals card? I had to call them, and they end up fixing it. I was like,
Dude.
what is going on?
They saw you're a Cubs fan, and they were like, nope.
That's why you do it, though.
Yep.
Yeah, that's why. The only thing I've ever had, I've scratched the code off of a Chris Bryant redemption, and I about cried when I did it because it was a nice one. I think it was a tribute redemption, and I didn't know it till I got the card. I still have it because I won't sell it, but it's he's like, I'm a big collector of like subject matter, so like I don't care what eBay says my card's worth. So like I don't give a fuck about Prism. I want the card to be cool. So the card actually has Chris Bryant has a World Series patch on his arm in the card. Like, that's fucking awesome. That card's cool, but it's a tribute card. And I did it with my knife. I scratched it. I didn't know that was what the card was going to be. It was a redemption. But I scratched the scratchy stuff off, and lo and behold, there's nothing below it. I was freaked out. Like, oh my God. I sent Topps like 17 emails because they didn't respond to any of them. Like, help. And then I mailed it to them, and then like a week later it showed up in my redemptions online. Speaking, oh man, I got a redemption today. I think it's upstairs. Ethan Hearn, Heritage Minor League auto. Cubs. I opened that box for myself too. Gotta love some Heritage Minor League. Except last year's checklist was pretty weak. He was a Cubs 6th round pick. He's in Myrtle Beach still, though. Not doing well. Not doing well. 179. Yikes. Yikes. What else do we got? Pav, you trying to talk?
Let's talk about some mid-season award winners.
Well, tell us who we have to pick. What are we picking?
Cy Young MVP Rookie of the Year. The big ones.
Just the big ones. All right.
Just the big ones.
Ohtani MVP.
I've heard it again. I've heard it. So I wouldn't be surprised, but eventually the novelty wears off, right? It's going to be like Mike Trout, where it's like you understand that his value is so high, but you're going to start picking other people. So maybe he gets another one this year for the back-to-back.
All right.
But he's got to do it for the rest of the year.
Let's start with the Cy Youngs. American League Cy Young. Where are we going there?
For favorite right now?
Yeah.
Shane McClanahan.
Yeah, McClanahan. That's what I was thinking.
I think he's by far. But then he got fucking rocked in the
got
All-Star
rocked.
game.
Hey, so
Which shouldn't really matter, but it will.
No, it don't matter, but that might hurt his ego a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, for the same reasons you're talking about, is why I think Dylan Cease is just gonna fucking burn it to the
Oh,
ground in
yeah.
the second half. Just
He is gonna-
absolutely come out pissed off, and he's just gonna.
He didn't make the All-Star team, dude. I thought that was fucking crazy.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. He's gonna be so motivated by that. He's gonna be like, "Fuck you guys! I'm gonna win the Cy Young, and I'm not even gonna be an All-Star that year." That's what's gonna happen. It's gonna be one of those. So then he can do a speech and just talk shit. That's what.
Someone said on Twitter, like, "Oh, he should just show up to Dodger Stadium yesterday and today. He's a fucking all-star."
So yeah, that's when you were asking about I'm like, man, it's so hard to pick who's actually gonna have a. You don't know who's gonna have a good second half. It could be somebody not even on the radar, but Dylan Cease has every motivation under the sun to get it done here in the second half.
Can you imagine if he gets fucking 300 strikeouts? It's going to take a lot to get there. He's at 150, but I mean, he's leading the majors in strikeouts.
Cease?
Yeah, dude. So and he's 9-4 with a 215.
Yeah, I knew he's just screwed.
He has 150 strikeouts in 104 innings. He's leading the majors in strikeouts and leading the majors in strikeouts per 9 innings.
Yeah.
So like,
barring any type of workload management, which you could see,
That's the shit Tony would pull.
Especially if the White Sox fall out of the race. You know what I mean? Who knows?
Verlander.
Dude,
Verlander's father time, dude. That guy.
It's unbelievable.
He's unbelievable.
Is that extra points for him?
Like, Kate Upton's got to be old at this point. You know what I mean?
It just depends how they weigh everything, right? But he's 12-3 with a 189 ERA.
He's unbelievable. He's unbelievable.
100 and some strikeouts.
At minimum, he's AL comeback player of the year. Hands down.
Definitely comeback.
At minimum,
I already won that.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh man, but what about in the National League? Where are we at? Cy Young there. I'm taking the easy way out. I'm taking Sandy.
Sandy Alcantara.
Alcantara.
Absolutely. Because I've liked that guy though since he whooped the Cubs in the playoffs. I mean that guy's been good in Miami. He's just, he's got 2 complete games I think this year. That's the thing. Nobody fucking pitches anymore. Like CC Sabathia threw 7 complete games in the second half of 2008. That's a deadline acquisition that pushes your team over the edge. There's they don't play baseball like that anymore. That deadline acquisition doesn't mean as much.
He leads the majors in innings pitched.
Does he? How many innings?
How
many innings has Burns pitched?
Corbin. Oh, Corbin.
Dude.
Oh, he's a good choice too.
I tell you what, Milwaukee, they let their dudes throw, man. They leave them in there.
That's because they don't have any offense, man. They can't play the analytics game. They go, no, Corbin's our guy. He's pitching because we got Corbin, Williams, and Hader, and that's our whole team right now.
He's pitched 113 innings. Dude, what Sandy Alcantara is doing is pretty fucking unreal.
He's so good.
He's got 138 innings, dude. That's crazy.
Wow. Holy crap.
For the league and how
for this day and age.
Yeah.
This stuff is nasty.
He's good.
This stuff is nasty.
It's not like the fluke Yamamoto had down there. Yamamoto fluked his way into a second year. Oh my gosh! And then fell
off the face of the earth.
He had 10 really good starts to begin the career, and we all knew he didn't throw hard, but he was just having success. And oh my gosh, once a wheel fell off, they all just fucking shot off. And that was the end of it. I mean, there was nothing else he was gonna. It got bad quick. Got bad quick, man.
Yeah. I just pulled up any pitch. Aaron Nola has thrown 126 innings. He's the next closest.
Aaron
to
Nola,
Alcantara, 138.
under the radar guy, man.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah,
he's been consistently good for a long time. He's just never been that he's been a top 10, top 20 starting pitcher, but he's just never been the most dominant dude. He just goes about his business.
Does he have a Cy Young? He won a Cy Young.
I think so. I think he won one. I could be wrong.
Ago.
Yeah.
No, he got third.
Wait, who are we talking about? Nola?
Yeah, Nola.
Yeah.
I don't
In
think
18.
he won.
Okay.
He was 17-6.
Damn, that's not too.
DeGrom won it that year.
Of course. Of course.
Oh man.
Goldschmidt, NL
Goldschmidt.
MVP.
I think that's the easiest.
That's the easy pick.
Hands
I think
down.
that's the easiest pick of all the awards that we could discuss. Well, other than maybe NL Rookie of the Year too.
Man. See, the other thing with the MVP thing is I am going to stick with my pissed off approach, and I'm gonna say Austin Riley because did he finally make the All-Star roster
No.
on that last
Nope.
round?
Oh,
No,
maybe
that last round.
he replaced someone.
Yeah.
Yeah, replaced someone.
So he did finally make the All-Star roster, but Austin Riley should have never gotten to that point. He's having an amazing first half, and in a second consecutive year, because he came into the league hot and then he disappeared, and then last year he had a great year and he's doing it again this year, and nobody's talking about him at all, And the guy's phenomenal.
And then you got Manny Machado, who started off hella hot and he fell off the face of the earth in July.
That's what Manny Machado does, though. That's
yeah.
I just
Good
can't
for me.
stand that guy. I can't stand it. Oh, but yeah, Austin Riley's been really good. There are players that are performing better, but I think he'll continue to do it, down the stretch. Goldschmidt obviously has been just amazing. Pete Alonso's having a great year, like even from an average perspective. I think it's dropped a little bit. I don't know where it's at, but if the Mets make the playoffs, if DeGrom comes back, and if I think Alonso's, I think Pat Hughes said on Sunday he was leading baseball in RBIs when I was listening to the Cubs game there on Sunday. So if he continues to lead the league in RBIs on a team that's pitching dominant, I think that's he could win without having the best numbers, I guess is what I'm trying to say. He could prove to be the most valuable player without being maybe the best player in the league, because it's supposed to be the most valuable player. Like, he's valuable to that team beyond all doubts. So it's always a weird award because it's not the best player. It's who's the most valuable. If you take Goldschmidt away from St. Louis, they're probably not as good. There's no doubt about it.
I think he's just having such a good offensive year, and there's not Austin Riley has more home runs and stuff, but I mean, you're talking 330 batting average versus 285. I think that difference is just so obviously second halves make
right.
and break
And I'm not
everybody.
speaking on first half stats, but I'm to exactly what you said. By the end of the year, I think Austin Riley will prove that he's not a fluke, because I think
He
some
could
people
hit 50 home runs.
I think some people think Austin Riley was a fluke because, let's see, it was 2020 and 2019 were just not very kind to him. Like 2019, he came in, hit a ton of home runs, and then they figured him out by the end of the year. 2020, again, same type of deal. Again, a limited number of at-bats, but he only hit 239. The last year, he finished at 303, with 33 home runs, 107 knocked in. I mean, he could very well... I mean, he's going to hit more home runs this year. He hit 33 home runs and drove in 107. He's going to shatter those numbers as he just stays consistent. Can Goldschmidt continue to hit 330? That's what makes it tough. If he hits 270 the second half, he ends at 300. Is he going to hit 270 the second half? Probably.
Is his team going to make the playoffs?
That's the
Would be a
big
thing,
question.
too.
No, I agree 100%. The NL Central's trash.
His average might go up hitting against Cubs, Reds, and Pirates pitching.
That's true. That's true. Goldschmidt could be benefiting from some of that too.
It just depends. I wonder. It's pretty interesting. Like, the Cubs are so fucking bad that when they trade some of these guys, they're gonna just instantly get better by bringing up replacements.
By bringing up the guys that were getting stopped by
my god,
the major league established guys. Yeah, it could happen. It could happen. I mean, look what happened last year. They said the Cubs' offense was like way better after the trade deadline than it was before, after they dumped everybody. But they were all flashes in the pan, like Frank the fucking Stank, man. Great guy, good human, but good grief, he's not a big leaguer. Like, that's not big. That's not your first base is the dude. I can't even put it into words. Like, sorry, dude. Like, you're great, and I'm sure you're a nice guy, but I want the Cubs to win baseball games, and that's not happening.
So speaking of the
I-
Cardinals
Yeah.
in the battle for the division, so Pujols. I mean, if
Why
let's
are we
face
talking
it,
about Pujols right now?
if he was not Pujols, I'm talking like if it comes down to the end where the Cardinals and Brewers are battling. I mean, at what point does Pujols? I mean, he's got 150 at bats. He's still playing. I can't believe, like, if this, he's got a negative 3-point WAR. If this was any other dude, they would have caught him.
Well, timeout. The only argument, and I'm not a Pujols guy, we all know this. The only argument I'd make against that, and I don't know because I haven't looked, is I've heard he's still hitting well against lefties. I heard he's been absolutely awful against right-handed pitching, but I heard if someone pulls up the splits, I heard he's still hitting lefties well. I don't know how true
I
that
haven't
is,
looked that deep.
but that would be my only.
310.
Yeah.
Wow, I wouldn't
So-
have guessed that.
So I don't.
878 OPS.
How many at bats though does it say against
67.
That's enough at bats for it to be legitimate. So yeah, you keep him as a bench bat to hit left-handed pitching,
Dude.
which is
Yeah, you just gotta you can't play him versus right-handed
right.
pitching.
Exactly. He can't hit righties for whatever reason. He's lost that part of it. But he's 42 years old, man. 42 years old, man. 42. Big on the 42.
Hitting 154 versus right-handed
Yeah,
pitching.
that's tough. That's tough,
Man.
man.
That's not helping you.
No, not at
It's
all.
hurtful looking at the Cardinals, man. They got Arenado with a 5 WAR, Goldschmidt with a 4.8 WAR, Tommy Edman 4.5 WAR.
Tommy Edmonds been a
Dude.
revelation for them.
It's pretty incredible.
But American League MVP is where are we at there?
Oh, okay.
So we did the National League. We got
Yeah.
to get back to these awards.
And who was NL Rookie of the Year?
We didn't do the Rookie of the Years yet because Brett
Okay.
jumped the gun and went to the MVPs. So we're at that. He just wanted to talk
You
about
wanna
Paul
go
Goldschmidt.
AL
Cardinals.
MVP?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
AL MVP's who do I think it's going to be? Or who is it, right? So far,
It's your fucking show, Pav. You tell us.
it's probably Shohei. But again,
On
Aaron Judge, because
Fucking
they're a
Angels and
playoff team.
the Angels have done worse without Joe Madden than they did with him. You see that goofy stat? They were one game
Yep.
under 500 with him,
Yep.
and they've been just fucking terrible. So they've been as bad as the Cubs without him. So sorry.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it's wild. Back to you, Pav Daddy. What were you saying?
I just think that they're going to give Ohtani another award as long as he stays healthy and hits 30 home runs and all that shit. But I think right now, so far, it's probably Judge. But I think that Yordan Alvarez makes a big push in the second half.
Yep. Jordan's my pick for the simple fact that he spent some time injured, and in numbers for numbers, he's up there with everybody, if I'm not mistaken, in the numbers department. He's right up there with all the league leaders. His strikeouts, he doesn't strike out for a guy that hits fucking bombs, dude. Jordan is an elite hitter. He is the Juan Soto of the American League. And those are the two best hitters in baseball, in my opinion, at all times until I say otherwise. Yordan Alvarez and Juan Soto. And then I put guys like Judge, Trout, Ramirez, and Devers in there. Like, yeah, Goldschmidt is great, but this is the first year he's doing that. Like, Soto, Alvarez. Those are the two best hitters in baseball. It would take an awful lot to convince me otherwise. So, yeah, for that reason, as long as the Astros make the playoffs Alvarez stays healthy, which he should be in the DH. I think his knee issues are behind him. The dude is just a fucking rake. Like, remember when he got called up? He was hitting like somewhere near 400 for quite some time in AAA before the Astros were like, okay, fine, we have to, we it's time.
He leads the majors in slugging and OPS.
And he has like, he's only played 75 games, where Judge has played 89. So like, there's a like, not that, and again, not that I'm comparing, but just saying for second half purposes, if he put up these numbers with less games played than everyone else, if he plays the same amount of games as everyone else in the second half, he could surpass all of them. Like, he's that type of hitter, and the Astros are a very good team where he has some good lineup protection. Like, yeah, Soto's got Josh Bell, but that's the only two people you have to worry about on that team. So an opposing pitcher can pitch both of those guys very carefully. Like, they don't have to attack. Like, the Astros, you have to attack some of those guys sometimes. For as much as we want to rag on the Astros for everything they did 5 years ago, move on, people. Move on.
How good is that deal looking for the Astros?
What's that?
6 years, 115 million
For Jordan, is that what he got?
Yeah,
that's a great deal for them. He's an elite hitter, though.
They signed that this year.
Here's the thing, though. Should you only get half the money for not playing the field? Like, how many games in the field has Jordan played? I'm not.
They're paying him $700,000 this year.
Playing, yeah, of course, the minimum. But playing like the field doesn't. I don't know. It should count for more than it does when it comes to comparing an above average person who was above average in hitting and fielding versus like a great DH only. Like, I don't know how to. I don't have a good. I have a thought in my head, but I don't know how to express it into words. So, like, if you had a guy who won a Gold Glove, like a good enough to win a single Gold Glove, and maybe like a Silver Slugger, that should be valued just as well as like a DH who wins 2 Silver Sluggers, maybe even more, because that guy's obviously good enough to play the field, whereas the DH guy can't play the field.
So you're making a case for WAR? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm making a case for where the fuck is Andrew Jones at, man? Get Andrew Jones in the Hall of Fame. That's my case. That's my case. That and Jordan is a fucking horrifying guy. He's played left field 33 times this year.
Who does Brett and Kenny have for AL MVP?
Yeah. Where are you guys at?
I like Ohtani, but then again, if he doesn't make the playoffs, it's like that's a whole nother thing about it.
I still think Vladdy Jr. should have
Andre
won MVP
Dawson.
last year. That's my guy, Vladdy Jr.
I could go for. I mean, Judge is having one heck of a year, man. That dude's gonna get paid.
Oh yeah,
Big
absolutely.
time, big time paid.
He made some comment today about it's not pretty much saying he's not going to be in New York. He just said something about "don't be mad at me" or something like that to the Yankee fans. Please don't be
Come
mad.
home to Northern California.
Oh yeah,
Come home to Northern California.
I have no faith in that dude long term though, because he's been a fucking gigantic piece of glass. But now, funny timing that it's a contract year and he's healthy.
Isn't it amazing how that works though?
Yeah.
Right.
And not only that, I watched some Saturday night baseball at the cabin because that was the last night we were there before. We were leaving, so we packed up Saturday night. It was Red Sox getting the fucking break speed off of them by the Yankees. The Red Sox are going to have a tough second half because most of their schedule is against the division, and they've been so horrible against their own division this year. But one of those teams has to in a division where every fucking team's over 500. Like, one of those teams has got to take some L's there, and it seems to be the Red Sox right now, and they got dominated by the Yankees this weekend. But on Saturday, Judge hit 2 home runs. I believe that was the 7th time this season he's done that. The salsa guy, the St. Louis, it's the salsa, fucking Carpenter, that guy, mustache.
Dude,
Magoo.
what the heck?
He's got 3. and then there's like no other player in the league with more than one. So they have 10 on the Yankees just with those two players in terms of multi-home run games, and nobody else has more than one. So Judge is just phenomenal. But is he going to stay healthy? Like down the stretch? I think he should have won the MVP in 2017, like when he was a rookie of the year. I don't think Altuve was, and now knowing what you know now, Altuve definitely wasn't the MVP. But Manfred doesn't have the balls to take it away from him. Judge is on that type of thing this year. He could do it. It's very possible, but I like Yordan. A biased pick, I guess. Yordan. I think Yordan is a better hitter. Struck out half the times. Alvarez has 57 strikeouts. Judge has 100.
You just named Verlander's biggest competition for comeback player of the year.
Judge? Really?
Matt Carpenter.
Oh,
that's
he's not going to play enough, though. Salsa boy?
Dude.
He's finally playing now, but
he's got 13 fucking home runs.
Dude,
he's
it's insane.
354.
Yeah.
He has his best stats of his whole career right now.
I couldn't believe that one year. They kept putting him and Baez in the MVP talks. I'm like, they both suck. And then he hurt his wrist, fucking opening salsa jars or something. I don't.
But he hit 186 in 2020.
Yeah, not good.
169 in 2021.
He's terrible.
Now he's hitting 354 with 13 home runs and 34 RBIs in 31 games.
Ladies and gentlemen, he has figured out a way to beat the current testing.
Something is going on there.
They think like to run around. There's fighters and training camps. So like how baseball pitchers found a way to get away with cheating with the sticky stuff for so long. There's the drug testing in MMA for the UFC is extremely crazy now. It's like USADA. You can still beat it. The fighters say you can still beat the tests, but like the way they're subjected to random testing 24/7, no matter where you are. They'll come knock on your door and say, "Open up. It's time to piss." You could be dead asleep. It could be 3 a.m. They can show up at your house and say, "It's time to piss." Like that's literally how they do it. They have public lists of like the most tested people get tested. Like there's been people that have been tested over 100 times since this thing came into play less than 10 years ago. It hasn't been around that long. So these guys just get test after test after test, but they're always trying, like humans by nature, are always trying to find a way to get an advantage. So they're trying to figure out what they can combine together and how they can consume it in ways that it's undetectable. So maybe Carpenter has found some special salsa. That's all I'm saying, because it doesn't make sense. You don't just fix your swing and hit. Like the dude was fucking washed up beyond a shadow of a doubt, and they're like, "Oh, the Yankees are like, sure, come here." And now he's fucking mustache Magoo. All of us, I don't get it. Something doesn't add up. I just don't get it. And maybe that's because he's a Yankee and a Cardinal, and that's just all he needs to do is go play for the White Sox, and I'll just forget he ever existed. But he's 36 years old, and now he's gonna hit. I'm suspicious.
Maybe he started doing Pilates.
Yeah, Pilates. But his best year was 2013. He had 199 hits. He hit 318. He only had 11 home runs. He's got 13 home runs and 97 at bats.
Wasn't that the year did they win the World Series that year? I think they won the World Series that year.
Perhaps that sounds right. 2013, or it was them or the Giants. But the Giants were all even years, weren't they?
Yeah, it was 2010, 12, and 14.
Yeah, they were all even numbered years. So that's possible. I don't have that in front of me. But he finished 4th in the MVP that year in 2013. But he only hit 11 home runs. Now he's he's at 13 and 97 at bats, and he's 10 years older. I mean, he's 9 years older. Like, come on, don't get it. I mean, his OPS is fucking 1380. It's just stupid. It's so stupid. Is how many of those home runs? Brett, pull up the Wooded Dong charts, bro. on all of Matt Carpenter's fucking deals. Is he just hitting Yankee home runs? What is he?
His OPS is 286, or his OPS plus is 286. Like the top guys in the league are like freaking 190.
Right. This is just ridiculous. He's slugging 911. Matt Carpenter's slugging percentage is 911 right now. Like, come on.
Judge's OPS plus is 177,
Yeah, I don't understand what that is.
and Carpenter's 286.
It's so fucking suspicious. Like, I don't know. But to my argument of your point though, I don't think he's played enough to be considered for a comeback. But Verlander's got it locked up. He's dominating as an ace at 100 years old.
Off Tommy John or whatever.
I mean,
Who?
Kate's gonna be washed before he is. This is wild. It's unbelievable. I'm gonna get canceled for saying that. So who knows? It's just friendly banter. Nobody get offended. I don't mean it. It's not a personal attack. Don't sue me. Oh shit! I forgot. Justin's brother's gonna find me now. Now I'm doomed. Old Ben Verlander. He's in the podcast space, you know. So I had my
Rookies
eye
of
on
the
you.
year.
Fucking gonna get sued. Rookie of the year. Who is it? Who's it gonna be? Which league are we starting in?
The AL is very easy.
Yeah, the American League's easy.
J-Rod.
It's J-Rod. We all know this.
J-Rod.
That award's over. They've already awarded it. I don't know if you know this or not. It's already been.
And I was like under the table, wrapped in something, you know.
For the
But
NL,
The National League is wild, though. The National League is wide open.
Mackenzie Gore is who the favorite is.
Is it? What?
When
I
is
pulled
this
up
from?
a couple names too. Like I don't even know who Spencer Strider is. I haven't watched the Braves.
Oh,
Spencer Strider.
Oh, hey,
Spencer Strider.
hey, Brett. Do
Yeah.
yourself a favor. The next time he pitches, turn the fucking game on.
I
Hey,
haven't
which reminds me.
disgusting.
Did you ever watch Forgetting Sarah Marshall?
I didn't watch it all. I started.
All right. That's enough of
Poor
Brett.
Brett.
You
Poor
give him
Brett.
one homework assignment, he leaves the show for a month, then comes back and doesn't even do it. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
From
these guys.
professor.
Oh man,
Dude.
but no, Spencer Strider is fucking special. Watch him. He's the real deal.
I just haven't seen the Braves, and then
Yeah. No,
Michael Harris,
Money Mike.
dude. Like,
Mm.
I mean, they're loaded.
Yeah.
He gonna hit. He has a fucking cannon of an arm in the outfield.
Yeah.
Michael Harris. Whew.
Yep. Yeah, him and Christopher Morel, man, they're both very similar. So like right now in the National League, if I had to pick today, probably unpopular because that Juan Yepez from the Cardinals has had a pretty good year. He's cooling off, but he's having a pretty good rookie year. But Morel's been an absolute surprise. But Morel, because of his versatility on defense, and he has the two hardest throws from the outfield. I think he has the two hardest outfield assists, like close to triple digits. And then you have Michael Harris. Suzuki is back healthy for the Cubs, so if he has a second half, say Suzuki could fucking run away with. He could just say fuck everybody if he does what he's capable of. I mean, the first 3 weeks of the season, he was wow. It was a pleasant surprise, and we all had some expectations for him. And it's not too late to rule out my preseason choice on Neil Cruz. They called him up in time, baby. They called him up just in time. Now, he has not been amazing, but he is my preseason pick. So,
But he knocked that guy's tooth out.
He throws hard, boy. Double clutching like a motherfucker, but he throws
did you
hard.
see that? He slid in.
Oh,
the
the
second.
slide, yeah. Oh, was it the Mets, dude? I forget. I did see it though.
But like it knocked that guy's tooth out when he was popping up.
Yeah, because he's 18 foot tall. That's what happens when you're 27 foot and you got to slide 40 feet from the bag because you're so damn tall. Oh man, but yeah, the National League is pretty wide open. Nobody's taking control of it unless you want to talk about pitchers, and I don't know what the rookie pitchers have done.
Do you know who the WAR leader for National League rookies is?
No. Spencer Strider, maybe?
No, dude. Brendan Donovan
Oh, the
from
Cardinals.
the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Them fucking Cardinals. They always be bringing guys up. Never even fucking heard of this dude.
That's wild.
Turns out to be a good baseball player.
That's crazy because they have Gorman's up for them too, and that,
Yeah.
like I said, that Juan Yepez guy's been having a good
He must
year.
be good defensively.
Yeah, it has to be. Let's see. I found
He's good on base.
Yep, 395. Only 2 home runs, 30 RBIs. 46 strikeouts though. It's a lot of strikeouts for a guy with that good on base. Or without the power too. That's wild. But yeah, Yepez is right behind him in rookie RBIs. So yeah, they're 1-2, 30 and 27 respectively. But like Michael Harris is tied for third. He only has 173 at bats. So he continues. Suzuki has 26. He's right behind. He's tied with Michael Harris. He only has 184 at bats. He spent a lot of time on the injured list with a finger thing. But he walks a lot too. Suzuki strikes out a lot. He just takes a lot of pitches. He's a pitch taking son of a bitch.
So that Brendan Donovan has started a game at every position except for catcher and pitcher.
That's pretty wild.
And he must be a fucking really good fielder, dude, because he doesn't make errors at any of those
That's
positions.
how you stay in the lineup, though. Hey, I could play anywhere.
Yep.
7th round pick in 2018, same as the Gorman class.
Yeah.
So there's a 7th round guy making it to the show. What about Yepez? Where did he even come from? He's from Venezuela. He's 24. Where'd he come from? That's all I want to know. Who signed him? Who signed you? Well, he's been playing pro ball since 2015, though. Yepez. Wow. It doesn't say. Maybe the Cardinals signed him. Who knows?
He signed with the Braves as an international free agent in 2014.
Yeah.
He was with the Braves for a few years, like the minor league system, and he got traded for Matt Adams.
Oh, Fat Adams.
Yeah.
Matt Adams,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
Yep, in
And
2017.
And
And
then,
been there since.
yeah, because Matt Adams went to the Braves when Freddie broke his wrist or whatever. And then Freddie came back and played third base because Matt Adams was hitting so well at the time. And then after that was the end of his career, basically. But Matt Adams was hitting so good after they got him that Freddie was like, hey, if you want to keep his bat in the lineup, I'll go fuck around and try this third base out. And he did all right. So that worked out for them. I remember that, yeah. Interesting. So I think that's it for the awards, right, Pav? That's the only ones you wanted to do?
That's it.
Yeah. So, Brett, did you give us a rookie? Kenny, did you give us a rookie in the NL?
Dude, I have no idea, man.
It's so wide open, man.
It's wide open.
Let's go with the Cubby boy. Let's go. Morel has a huge second half.
Let's go. Morel has a huge second half. To be honest, he's probably like the fucking most exciting to watch of any of those guys, except for maybe Spencer Strider. But Strider's just relief pitcher, right?
No, he's a starter.
He's a starter.
But
He's starting?
there's murmurs of starting to limit his workload. I've seen, because I don't know how that will
Throws
get
100
implemented.
miles, yeah.
But he throws 100 miles an hour. I mean, at all times.
So did he initially come up as a reliever and then he started? Because he
No.
has 10 starts in 21 games.
I think they started him. He was like a spot starter. He was like a long reliever / spot starter sort of guy. And then they were like, "Oh, got good stuff. We'll put him into rotation." That's what I think, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I don't remember it being anything like that.
Well, yeah, I don't know. But my pick, I'm gonna say if he can sustain it, it will be Spencer Strider. If he can sustain it, and they somehow
It's just hard with the pitchers because you never know if they're
Yeah.
going to be like, "Oh, you're shutting you down, too
Yep.
many innings." What?
Yeah,
I'll be wrong, that's fine.
he pitched 11 games before he started starting.
Wow, that's Pav. You're so good at math. if you were in 21 games and you only started 10 of them, how many did you come out of the bullpen?
Well, I wasn't sure if he was like, okay,
Well,
like
if he didn't
fucking
start the game,
go
What did he
look
play-
at go
what did he
go
play,
look
third
at Keegan
base?
Thompson's numbers and tell me how many games
Oh.
he fucking relieved before, because I wasn't sure if they're fucking bouncing him around like that, but I guess that's the only Cubs that do that shit.
Yeah, only the Cubs.
So,
It's only Keegan.
Oh, you had 3 great starts in a row. Why don't
Back
you
to the
come in
pen.
the fucking 6th inning of this fucking game? We're getting blowed out. How about that?
I love it.
So there's a guy that you guys need to keep an eye on. I know Brad knows who he is, but it's going to be one of those guys like Brad was just talking about for the Braves, where you don't know where he came from. There's a kid in the Cubs organization, Matt Mervis. He just got
Yep.
moved up to AAA.
Yep.
So
and
he got
was,
signed as a undrafted free agent.
and he was in South Bend at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, he moved up.
He was in
A to
high
AA.
A. Yeah, he was in high A. He's already went from high A to AA, and now they're saying he's going to be in AAA after the break. So
Yeah,
that guy's flying up through the system. He's crushing the ball. He was killing it in Tennessee. He was killing it in high A.
he's hitting 317 with 21 home runs, 80 RBIs in 80 games. So he's something else. And
Also,
it's one of those things. Maybe the Cubs got lucky, and we're like the fucking Cardinals. We're gonna get a real baseball player out of nowhere.
so I didn't know second place even got a prize, so that's cool for the home run derby. We all know the winner gets $1 million, and Alonso won it twice, getting the major league minimum. J-Rod had the opportunity to win it last night, but our newsman's YouTube channel is commenting on the stream, baby, and our newsman has just hit us with the breaking news that Julio Rodriguez won $750K for finishing second in the Derby. I love it. That's why we keep him around. He might not watch fucking movies we tell him to that are fantastic and he needs to watch, by the way. Hashtag forgetting Sarah Marshall. But he does have good information for us because I didn't know second place won anything. They just said first place gets $1 million. So does everybody that so then Brett, does 8th place, like, does everyone get paid for doing that then?
That's I don't know 100% on that.
I would I would think so because they're fucking selling tickets.
Yeah,
You know what I
I
mean?
saw the Sporting News made that post.
Yeah.
But that's interesting.
I've never even thought about that.
Gets.
I thought you just did it because you wanted to do it. I bet you do get paid now that you say it like that.
Okay, while you're looking at that, listen to this. Okay, so in Series 1, Brad will know how. I bet you didn't even pull one of these. In Series 1 this year, they had those home run derby cards.
Yeah, they had
Oh,
the
yeah.
Yep.
It's like the home run challenge, but you pick the home run derby winner.
Right.
And those things are super, super hard pulls. Like, they're rare.
Yeah.
And so you get this card, and then you redeem it just like a home run challenge card. So you got a 1 in 8 chance of winning. And if you lose, you get nothing. Like, I just feel like Topps should give a better prize for a card like that. How do I want to describe it? It's like it's really like pulling almost a super, super short print out of a product. And then you redeem it and lose, and you get literally nothing for it. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
The weird, not weird, but like the Derby duel.
yeah,
whatever
it's like the
called.
home
Yeah.
run derby. home run derby instead of the home run challenge that you're going on game during the season. It's only for the derby. And one of my friends redeemed one last night for Julio Rodriguez. He's like, if I get a Soto parallel or a Schwarber parallel, what does it really matter? But if Julio would have won that and he would have got a rookie card parallel out of that, that would have been a pretty cool card to have because
Sure.
they're very rare.
Yeah, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. The only thing I can actually find says the total prize money is 2.5 million. So if Soto got $1 million and J-Rod got 750, that leaves another 750 on the table.
For 6 people.
Yeah, do they spread it all out, or do they just, you know what I mean? And there's nothing that says anything. It just says J-Rod got 750K. But it doesn't. I can't find anything with like an actual reported chart. Because I just searched, does everyone in the home run derby get paid?
But
It's a good question.
Probably just the
I've
top
never
4
thought about
finalists. I'll bet it's 1 million, 750, 500, and 250.
250. That would make sense.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, if you make it out of the first round, you get paid. If not, you shouldn't suck so much, Schwarber.
Dude, I swear he did that on purpose.
Yeah, I know. And they were
He didn't look to be taking some Schwarber hacks. He
no,
was
not at all. Because when he has that easy
light.
power, he's so big. He has that easy power. He puts it in the air and the ball just flies. Like, it's been absurd since day one. We saw it for years. When he hits the ball, oh my goodness.
that shit probably left Wrigley so many times. Like,
Oh my God.
it's fucking nuts.
Unbelievable. Well, we got anything else? I didn't plan on doing a show this long tonight. It's fun. It's fun.
I'm good.
I'm good. Who
I got
else?
nothing
Anybody?
more.
Kenny, you want to say anything?
No,
You
I'm
got, you
good.
got anything you want to promote?
Nope.
Kenny needs nothing. He's so low maintenance. Everyone needs an intern like Kenny. Well, hey, Kenny, thanks for joining us, dude. You got a spot here anytime you want to hang out with us. Brett, same here. But if you don't watch that movie, we're gonna have some problems.
I got to put it on my list, man.
Forgetting
This weekend.
Sarah Marshall. I don't even know why we wanted you to watch it, but it's great. Pav, Tennessee. Hey, let's talk about Tennessee real quick. That place is fucking stupid. So Pav plays in the mountains every year down there in Tennessee, and I took my kids recently last week. Well, we didn't have a show last week because I was gone. I was in the mountains. So let me ask you this first. So where we stayed was not in the best place. We didn't stay in Gatlinburg, so we weren't really in the mountains. But
Right.
are the bugs always so fucking loud down there, or was it just this year? Like, was this just a real bad cicada year? Or is
It's if you go in the summer, it's pretty loud.
Oh my god, that literally ruined the trip for me because taking my kids are extra wild. So it's stressful to parent them all day properly because you can't just let them go do something because they're gonna get into trouble. So then when it was nighttime for me and the wife to relax, we had a hot tub at the cabin and all that. But sitting outside, it was so fucking annoying. It was so loud. Like, there was no peace. It was awful. Just the worst. Like, ruined. It was just so bad. But anyway, that wasn't even a problem with Tennessee, man. That Pigeon Forge Gatlinburg area is literally like a little pop-up carnival on one little strip. It's like a wannabe New Orleans there when you get in Gatlinburg without all the alcohol per se. And then Pigeon Forge, oh my, I don't get it. I didn't get it. The national park was beautiful. If we ever went back, that's the only thing I would do. But like the food, the barbecue, dude, why do I feel like some guy from Indiana who's only been smoking meat for a year makes better barbecue than what I had down there?
Which one did you go to? I'm not a big fan of the barbecue there.
Yeah, I didn't. Oh my! Like we went to two different places. So the first place was Bennett's in Pigeon Forge.
Yeah.
And it was dry. Like, what the fuck is this shit? This isn't even good. And like I ordered the the 3 meat plate. I wanted to try it all. Like yeah, I had a nice smoke ring and all that, but I'm like, I'm nobody. I'm not even an expert to probably even be talking about smoking meats. But I'm like, why do I feel like mine is every bit as good, if not better than this? So that was my first thing, and it was expensive as shit. So every time we went out to eat, it was $100 for the 4 of us, minimum, which is fine. I'm on vacation, I don't care, but like I don't eat out a lot at home. Like we don't spend money stupidly, foolishly. Ask Kenny. We spend responsibly, baby.
Yes.
All the
Yes,
time.
sir.
Always responsibly, but buy a spot in the fucking break. I don't know what you guys are doing. Fill the mixer. It's $65 and it's fantastic. I got a pile of amazing boxes here that I've been wanting to rip, including Finest Flashback. So that nobody's even gonna hear this by this point in the episode. Buy a fucking spot. Holy shit. The All-Star Games final, American League won 3-2 in a snooze fest.
Fucking, it started. I'll bet Tony Gonsolin feels like shit
He should.
in front of his fucking hometown fans, dude.
In his
Gave
stadium.
up all 3 runs.
Yeah. And
The rest of
I
your
approve.
fucking pitching staff dominates, and you
approve.
fucking give up 2 home runs.
It's Kenny approved, man.
I approved.
But yeah, Tennessee, man. So it's just like a big carnival. All it was go-kart tracks, shopping malls, arcades, and mini golf. I mean, that's all it is.
Yeah,
What the fuck?
but I mean, the national park is the attraction.
Right. But everything, like, oh my, I didn't get it, like, not one bit. And
You need to be better prepared. I
went
think if
to
you had
Denver. Everybody says Denver's a shithole, dude. We went to Denver last summer. It was beautiful. Way better than Tennessee. Like, not even close. Like, not even and the weather on top of it is way better. So yeah, you're gonna get
Tennessee.
well, it's not that it's hot, it's humid. It gets fucking hot in Denver too. Like it was 96 or something at the Derby last year, but I barely sweat because there was no humidity. Tennessee was like the fucking rainforest without anything cool. It's like, we're here. It's Tennessee.
How many bears did you see?
Not a single fucking bear, dude.
Pussy.
That's not my fault. I tried.
Go.
No. Hey, but for real though, I'm pretty sure there was some type of big cat that was very close to our cabin the last night we were there because it spooked us enough. Me and the wife both went in the house. So there was a highway pretty close to us, and I don't know. I think Kenny just decided to leave. And there was a so we're out there, we're sitting outside, and there was a road below our cabin. We're at the end of a road, kind of on a hill above everything, and you could hear some dogs bark like way off in the distance. But man, we heard this fucking noise, man. I can't even replicate it. But it was not a domesticated animal, and there was no way of seeing anything, and it sounded real close because I heard it a few times, and Amanda didn't hear it at all, and she was probably starting to think I was being stupid, and I kept like hesitating in our conversation because I kept hearing it, and then it got really close, and it was like a higher pitched like growl. It was like, like I'm like, holy fuck, dude. I'm like, I'm going in. She looked at me. I'm like, did you hear that one? She goes, yeah. I said, good. I'm not going crazy. Get in the fucking house. Like, we went inside. I turned on the floodlights inside, like, tried to, like, see anything. But everything from us was straight down. So there was, like, I wasn't trying to, like, catch a cat jumping off a tree or something. Sorry, dude. But, yeah, that was the only even questionable experience. No bears. We tried. I really did try. After I went around that place you gave me the coordinates to, where you said you stayed at over there. We drove around after we did all the tourist stuff. But that was about it. I was not impressed though. I don't know if I'll go back. It's got to be better spots.
You didn't even go to a waterfall.
No, we did. We seen the water. We went we went hiking one day. We went on one of the trails. That was cool. That we didn't go to that fork thing because Roaring Fork makes it sound like it's like a roaring fork. Dude, I don't know what road. When you told us about the Roaring Fork, I don't know what road we drove into Gatlinburg that first time, but we drove straight down from the top of the mountain. Like little hair, like just nothing but hairpins back and forth. It was badass, but my wife didn't like it at all. So I'm like, oh, this little trip through the park is gonna be you're like, you really want to scare her, take her there, because that, like, we were having that conversation while I was doing that drive, and so I thought it was like worse than this road I was on. But the next day when we drove back into Gatlinburg, the GPS didn't take us that way, so I don't know why we went that way that one time, but it was cool. It was like where those lifts go, like we were at the top of that.
Yep, that's usually where. That's up by Ski Mountain. That's where I stay.
Yeah, because where we were driving down was like they had vehicles and stuff like on the side of for that lift shit. But yeah, that's it. I just want to bullshit about Tennessee a little bit. It was all right. It's okay. Saw Nick Bennett pitch from the Brewers system. He got touched up a little bit, but it's tough, dude. Baseball's brutal. You know what I mean? Like, their team out hit the Cubs. Nick gave up 2 solo home runs. And really, I think the first one was the first pitch of the game. So for whatever that is, he just got ambushed. And then the other one, I don't even recall it being that bad of a pitch. My biggest takeaway was, like, for a guy who soft tosses, he was throwing too many strikes. Like he's just, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, just from being there from the side view, he'd be ahead of everybody, and then it's like, damn, they would just like get a little shitty single, like not just soft contact. Like he got hit hard twice, and then I think he gave up a double down the line right at the end. But other than that, man, outside of like 3 bad pitches, he looked really good. And Sal Frelick from the Brewer system, who's in cards and things like that, He made an amazing diving catch in center field, and that was really about it. Other than that, it was just dink and dunk baseball. Nothing crazy. But that was Tennessee, man. I bought a card in the shop. I bought a sweet hat. I'll wear it next week. It's their batting practice hat. I sent you a picture of it. It's pretty sweet. Pav might have it. He's going back to the wall. Pav's ass is now famous too. I don't think that's it. Oh yeah, that is it. That's the hat. That's the hat. There it is. Yeah, I bought that hat. So yeah, that's a pretty sweet hat.
I got this hat while I went to a game, and then I told these guys about it. There's a place called Parrot Mountain there, and this fucking parrot stole the button off the top of the hat. So like, it was funny too because Jen was taking pictures of me while the parrot was actively pulling the button off. And got it off of her, and we went over to one of like the people working there, you know, and we're like, hey man, the fucking parrot stole the button. I don't know if you guys want to eat that or what. No, like, oh no, he does it all the time. I'm like, oh yeah, like yeah, he has a big collection in there. If you go look, he's got all these fucking. Sure enough, you know, he just steals the button off of people's hats all day.
Oh, Lord.
Awesome.
It's fucking wild, man. Oh man. Well, friends, I think that's it. I'm done talking.
That's it.
It's been way too long. Too much talking. Brett, watch the fucking movie.
I will.
You could have watched it during this fucking podcast.
Yeah,
you
dude.
gave us a freaking.
Next week on Brett Watches.
I think the AL just won the.
Yeah, it's over. It's been over.
Oh dang!
The fuck has this guy been for the last half hour?
I just saw it pop up on my ESPN thing, man.
Da-na-na,
I missed it.
da-na-na.
Talking about how boring it was. How
Yeah.
I was zoning out.
the 3 runs.
Yeah.
3-2. It's
That's honestly the problem with the All-Star game, because baseball's such a tough sport. So like the other sports in their All-Star games are very no defense, you know, blah blah blah. But baseball, you actually have to hit the ball. You know what I mean? Nobody's rolling over for you because there's no physical interaction. So it's all the best pitchers from both leagues coming in to pitch one inning. You don't see the same guy twice. You know, it's a offensive person's worst nightmare, the All-Star game. Like, and there's no way to change that unless you turn it into a slow pitch game.
Slow pitch softball, guys.
Yeah. And like nobody wants to watch that either. I don't. So
Yeah. Did you watch the celebrity softball game?
no.
Hunter Pence hit a fucking tank.
Really?
Yeah. He legitimately almost hit it out of the stadium.
Well, how
Not
does
the
Hunter
fuck-
Pence get to play in a celebrity softball game?
No, don't ask me.
They have some retired players playing that.
He's not that far retired.
Dude, he was on the
The
field.
actual wall.
I seen he was on the field interviewing people and shit. At the All-Star at the home run derby, right? He was interviewing people.
Yeah.
Well, I'm done. I'm
Okay.
tapped out. I got to use the facilities. We got to get the audio for the people. I hope you guys had a good time. We got to cut this up into clips. Bloop, 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 bloop. I'll put my intern on it.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
we need some clips. He's like, nah. He's like, I quit. That's it. Game over. So thanks everybody for tuning in. Like I said, this is episode 29. Just All-Star break stuff. So next week we'll be back doing who knows what. Appreciate you guys tuning in. We will see you next time. Have a good night, everybody.